You've activated my trap card.
Here we go. All right. Hello, everybody. Episode 14, Genesis. Frey, take it away.
Alrighty. I have to mute this. I was so blown away by the new Twitter update that I got totally yucked, and I heard us twice. Alrighty. So, picking up where we left off, just as a quick little rundown. Let's see. I don't. Last time we picked up with Frogie, the trailer park messiah, as it were. Speaking from Kaladin and catching up, aside from potentially paying off his bar tab, which was declined by the woman behind the counter
Yes,
because
Betty the barmaid.
Betty the barmaid, who just wanted to make sure that he didn't get off so easily. Thankfully, though, he gave you a map. Rather, admittedly, he didn't technically give it to you. He just kind of scratched it into the ground. He had a pretty good understanding of where all the tunnels were, of a map on how to get into the tunnels that would lead you to a school just a few blocks away from the the Greiger family hospital in the 7th district. And that was the target of your mission, to get down into the pit there, as it were, or rather the abandoned lab, to see if you can, one, get some more information, and two, now properly take this, well, from now what you understand, Pillar Knight crystal, or rather phylactery, into this area and see if they have technology that can get you more insight into what Ausar did to make it basically a cloaking generator or a silence field. Along the way, though, you heard from Millie and the others, as you traveled through the tunnels, that they had spotted the dark cloaked men wandering about and looking for something. As it kind of became a little bit more apparent, these people were relatively unhinged and definitely working for a cause that Iliaster was pushing them towards. Uh, Eventually, Doku and Eugene trailed them and realized that they were coming down the alleyway right to where you all had parked the van, and that made things a little difficult. But thankfully, or rather, perhaps not, uh, it turned to violence pretty fast, and Doku was almost shot. Caladan was shot, and there was quite a bit of fire burning and overall damage done to all of you, and a little bit to the van. But thankfully, it was just surface level, and it was thankfully able to be cleared off pretty quickly. One of the cultists did get away, as they fled for their lives, realizing that they didn't need to die for this, and they very quickly left the scene. And you followed suit because the kids, realizing that there was actual fighting happening outside their house, did what they always did and called their protector. You got out of there, thankfully, with the help of the amalgamation, who stood in the fire and cleared your path, which was hysterical because had they not done that, you would have actually gotten caught by Rorik out there.
Yeah.
But thanks to that, some quick thinking, you all managed to get away from the 10th district once again in hot pursuit. This time a little more literally, as you made your way to the 9th district and found yourselves once again at a gas station, recovering, licking your wounds, and overall just taking a moment to breathe before you set off on your journey over to the 6th district and following the map that was given to you by Frogie to enter the basement. I don't believe I've missed anything.
Disco Inferno.
Yeah, Disco Inferno, which would be
Yeah,
a
no,
great...
yeah, no, I think that's about it.
Good.
Penis.
Yes, very good.
Yes, we missed the penis.
Did miss the penis. um with that being said, um while you're all kind of licking your wounds and settling in back to the van, snacks acquired, breath of fresh air, uh there's I'm not sure where you all are. Presumably you're scattered about the gas station. But for the people in the van, there's a quick little whoop kind of magic popping sound. as the van suddenly violently shakes. In the back of said van is now sitting a fully armored and familiar face in that of Primrose literally being hot dropped into your van.
Sort of shaking in
What
the
the
seat a
fuck
little
were you
bit as
thinking?
the van rocks a bit. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Primrose.
It's
Ah,
TP to
I'm back.
XYZ coordinates.
You have
Oh my god.
you have a
What,
you have a fun chat with the spider in her parlor.
Yes, I did.
I
We
take a
kinda
flash photo.
chatted.
I
Um,
took a
I
flash photo.
Primrose is just very confused. Her hair is like kind of messy. She's looking around at everyone like she hasn't
Exactly.
seen them
But
in like years.
it's why I wanted to do that. This
I
is your
took a
weakest
flash.
moment.
You're taking a picture of that look of confusion
God
and
damn it.
tousled hair.
Yeah. And she's just
So-
like, yeah, Dejay and I talked, and she ran some more tests on my suit just to further confirm what Genevieve had already found out, that it apparently is it's fused to me, but more so because it is also possessed by a conscious other than my own, and that conscious is refusing to let me go.
Excuse me?
That's about the long and short of what I
anyways.
found out as well. Also,
Yeah.
we found out while you were away the truth, or at least some of the truth, about the Pillar Knight's crystals. She holds up the polished gem that they found at Ausar's apartment. So this, as far as we can tell, is a Pillar Knight's crystal. We don't know if it's Ausar's Pillar Knight crystal. Because according to a friend of mine, only 10 of these were ever made, one for each knight of each district. And supposedly, when this is implanted into the neck of a knight, it binds to them, and when they die, their consciousness is supposed to return to it, so that they can then be transplanted into a different body if need be. Thus, we have our eternal protectors of each district.
I see.
This one seems, if I remember correctly, Fray, this one, according to all tests we've conducted and what my friend at the Stereo Shack found out, it's empty of any conscious, correct?
That you weren't able to really determine. That's actually why he sent you there in the first
Right.
place.
Yeah, the
He had stuff to make sure what you had was real. But he even said any further testing is not possible here. There's only a few places it would be. I doubt they let you in, but I have an idea of one place you could go, and handed you his old key card.
Yeah, we don't know if this has a consciousness in it yet. My running theory at the moment, this is Ausar's old crystal, because we haven't seen him activate his wings once in the entire time we've known him. At least as we've known
That's
him recently.
true.
So it could be
But
this is his
does
crystal.
anyone here remember seeing a crystal? Because I assume, like you explained, all pillar knights have them. Are they like visible?
Typically, yes. They are implanted via prosthetic into the neck.
Mhm.
And Ausar
Fray,
walks around
would we
with
have-
with no shirt and bare neck to see.
Now, keep in mind, they're not visible above the skin. They actually are really only visible when they are activating their wings,
Right.
because they have a glow at the base of their neck. I
you
wouldn't even say
think-
the base of their neck. It's almost just like right above the shoulder blades. But yeah, it's visible.
So
Do you
Yeah,
think
that's what I was
that
curious about.
he could have been tracked? That's why he had it removed.
possibly, maybe, I don't know. Best we can tell, he was using it as part of that whole dampening field he had on the penthouse. But to give you the rundown of what's happened since you've been gone, we've been getting in touch with some old contacts. We've been trying to get some information. Valen's looking better. What that crystal we got from the big blob monster, we managed to affix to her core crystal, and it seems more complete now. We got in a fight with some of Iliaster's cultists. who firebombed us.
Cultists?
Yes, cultists of the Blue Phoenix, of his blazing eminence. They're trying to bring
I
back
see.
their primal. But yeah, so we just
Out of a quick question, out of character, Jun, how much do you know of what's going on?
personally.
Like how much are you actually caught up with out of character?
Yeah, out of character, Frey gave me a pretty good rundown. So as
Okay.
the player, I am aware, but just Primrose is,
Then what we can do for that is we can just basically, instead of going it by beat by beat by beat.
Well, I was about to end it just then.
Okay.
And our next objective now is she holds up the key card. My friend gave me this, which was our last step to get into the underground lab under the hospital, or the Greiger Hospital.
see.
You're gonna
But
see.
our one problem is getting entrance, and now, thanks to a friend of Caladan's, we potentially have a tunnel that can get us there. Or close.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, they're the old smuggling tunnels. They should be able to get us at least close enough to there that we
What,
can
not merchant tunnels anymore?
make the rest of the way.
Well,
Well,
let's be
It's a little bit. It's a little bit of both. Let's just say.
I think, as Frogie put it best, let's be real. Let's be real.
They're a double-edged sword.
You I guess as this conversation comes on, I guess you kind of see like Twari kind of have like a eureka moment face
Hmm?
because he thought about something just as we were talking about the crystal and like how it's implanted.
Mhm.
Maybe for the case of Pillar Knights, I don't think that crystal is dampening something in a weird way. It's not dampening it, it's confusing it. If they can track Alsar with just that crystal, sure, that's still in his home. But it could maybe give whoever the observer of the crystal the idea that he's constantly staying there.
But that doesn't explain the communications effect that it had, or
That's
might
true.
have had.
Well, I mean,
And it could be it's just
as
drawing in
someone
all the magic in the area, but for the Genesis.
yeah, that's what I thought, because as someone, who obviously now has one of those crystals, and I understand that there's a large amount of Genesis involved. I would assume that it is in such a great quantity that it's enough to confuse any like tracking or anything like that, and therefore that's why it serves as such a great and then she holds up her fingers to do like the little quotation marks dampening field, because it's powerful enough to confuse it.
Yeah, so magical radiation, that could also be it.
It just sends any tracker haywire because of how powerful it is.
Could be it.
Could be. There's multiple theories.
My theory was that it just pulls in energy from the air, such a point that not even radio signals are able to get out.
It's
Also,
impossible to really tell.
Yeah, until we get into the basement of that hospital and give it a test and find out what's down there. Which, apropos, is our next objective.
And additionally, if that crystal was removed from Alsar, would that technically mean he's less powerful, or does it not affect him much?
I wasn't there for the pillar knighting process, so I'm not fully clued into how much of an effect it has, but if my friend says that it was... Frey, correct me if I'm wrong, but a Pillar Knight's crystal more or less acts like an extra reactor or battery.
So what you were told, and actually, Primrose, you might remember this as well. Well, one, Dejea probably would have explained this again to you, but also the fact that when you guys met with her the first time, this actually came up. The way that it works, at least how Dejea put it, is that it acts like a direct link to the towers of Iris that are scattered about the place. It is just like a constant battery that is powering them even further beyond what normally their body would not be capable of handling. So not only does it store all the extra power that they're now getting on top of the power that they're already being having a night, rather that they have being a night, they if they were to die, all of that would go back into the crystal and their body would just become empty. So while it also acts as a battery, it's also a backup for their consciousness.
Mhm. Okay.
Hey, Frey,
Cool.
quick question.
Yes.
So, and this is not necessarily meta, but this is more like history-wise. So, if some events of the past party were, I guess you could say, considered canon, has Twari already been to this hospital?
No, that bit wouldn't be canon.
Okay.
It's hard to tell.
Okay. I was just curious because it was not really like an information thing that Twari would have. I was just going to use it as a little bit. Anyways, never mind. It's not canon. Sad face, but it's okay.
Or is it?
No,
Edit 'em.
I hate. No, I
So
hate
anyways, I'm
math.
gonna open up a bag of trumpets.
Oh, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we're
gonna
going to these
make little
tunnels.
claw fingers with them.
Yeah. Anyone want trumpet?
I'll take one.
You know, one trumpet.
Okay, so
Yeah, but that's where we're going. And we're going to a way to get to the hospital. We'll figure this all out, and then maybe there might be an.
Mhm.
We could have explained this on the road.
I assumed
I
we were.
assume that we are driving.
excuse me, I'm currently
Yes.
recovering from burn wounds before I start driving.
Oh,
Oh, would you like me to drive?
No,
I can drive.
I appreciate all of you. You're all very capable. This thing is about half of Sneeze from falling apart after all the gunshots and the fire. I want to be
Goku's a
very
very
careful when
careful
trying
driver.
this.
Minor
Doku,
illusion
don't
of
you
a
fucking
sneeze.
dare.
Doku is a
Let
very
me
careful
drive.
Minor illusion of a sneeze.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
Listen, Genevieve, if anyone understands machines, it's the person that's stuck in one.
Hmm.
Wouldn't that
Huh?
mean
I
that
do not have the
wouldn't-
mental capacity for this kind of logic right now. She will
wouldn't that
then.
mean you were trapped by the machine?
She's a ghost
Yeah,
in the
the-
shell, and
Yes.
she then throws
A
the
ghost in the
trumpet.
shell.
She throws the trumpet in her mouth, bites down on
Rage
it,
against the machine.
throws the stick into gear, and then starts driving.
Mm-hmm. You would all get the sorry, 1 second.
Get this. I need to get this thing to a body shop at some point.
Yes, you do. For multiple reasons, as the family minivan stat block that we threw together is pretty accurate.
Oh my
Do
God.
you ever heckin' nibble the finger that heckin' snacks you?
Damn it. Are you singing? Hey, before you start singing, um, you all will get the benefits of a short rest on the drive over. Presumably, you're all passing along one of the many first aid kits that Genevieve
Yes.
absolutely has in this thing.
I was going to ask. Oh wait, no, never mind. Ignore me. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. All good. Because the drive over from the 9th district to the 6th district isn't probably going to take very long. It'll probably take like 15 minutes with the time that it is right now. Because if my memory serves me correctly, which it is currently, it is pretty late into the evening. It's
Mhm.
like, it's probably getting close to midnight, which if you're going to be going on some kind of sneaky mission, then absolutely, I guess having around midnight would be a good idea. I assume you guys are heading over to the 6th district right now. Just drive right over there, get away from the 10th district as much as possible.
I think so.
Mhm.
Essentially.
Goku wants to meet Rorik.
Joku wants to turn around, please.
Doku is in the very loud minority.
Yeah,
Is Doku actually being like very loud about I want to go back and see Roar?
I need to turn around.
I need to meet my hero. I mean, Doku needs to meet.
Doku.
Pick a,
Doku
Actually-
constantly-
pick a
We
tense
should
and
get
stick
Doku
with
his
it.
own car seat. His little kid car seat.
I'll give you a treat if you stop yelling about it.
No.
No. Either
Okay.
way, we'll fighting.
Doku,
Two treat.
if you give it a rest and save me from this migraine that's coming on, I will personally dig into the smuggle stash that I have, and I will give you a cold stick.
Okay.
Cold stick.
I'll-
Okay,
I'll-
immediate cold
I'll
stick is
give-
up.
And she will then reach into a section just like below the console. You hear a pop, something, a little bit of rustling of plastic. Then she kicks with her leg, something closes shut again, and then she, with one hand still on the wheel, the other one dangling over her shoulder, the back of the seat, dangling in between two fingers is a cold stick. That compartment is refrigerated.
I hear my mother.
Twari will also say, I'll give you a cool magic item or something from my vault whenever we get to that if you stop speaking right now.
I don't
It's
think
I've
I-
right.
recently-
Last time, we don't
What's
want
up, dude?
your jelly eggs.
No, not my
It's-
jelly eggs.
It's I've
Those are mine.
recently given my mom a Switch, or my Switch, so that she can play Breath of the Wild because
Uh-huh.
she's very bored in her retirement. I just hear her playing it in the other room.
That's pretty funny.
Ha!
Where the fuck is this twink not getting?
No.
How do
I
I
hear
turn
the
the
sounds.
camera?
I hear the sounds of the game in the other room.
Hmm.
My mom,
Oh.
my mom used to play video games with me growing up.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Cool.
Anyways, it doesn't take long for you to get to where you have to go, and following Froki's directions from the picture I assume you guys took. I assume someone took a picture of the carving on the fucking
Yes.
on the ground.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, that makes sense. Following the picture, and getting to where you need to, inevitably you find yourself next to the parking garage of the large bank in the 6th district. The bank that the Irisian National Bank, actually. Thankfully, you don't have to go into a smuggling tunnel here because they were smart enough to understand, hey, maybe let's not put a smuggler tunnel entrance at one of the most recorded areas possible. However, it is in the parking garage just next door. And while not affiliated with the bank, there are still quite a few cameras. And climbing up to the floor, climbing yourself down, actually, it's an underground parking garage, as well as a upstairs one. You find yourselves eventually in a dark corner near what appears to be a maintenance door, a metal door that's locked up tight. You see that generator, or that fenced off area with all the piping and whatnot, where Frogi told you to slip behind the pipes and push yourselves through, and there will be the entrance to this tunnel. The question is, rather, not really the question, but the reality is, it's a pretty tight fit. So you'll have to squeeze in one by one. Who's gonna go in first? Where are you parking? How are you guys going about this? Because I will mention there were some cameras, but there don't appear to be any down here facing the maintenance area. You can make a perception check though.
I'll make a perception check. Is
Yeah.
there any specific passive perception check I need to be?
If you have a passive perception of 15 or higher, you
Oh,
can.
yeah, 19.
Yeah.
All right,
Mhm.
great. Understood. I guess I'll never roll a perception check ever.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
No, it's there are certain things that I'm like, yeah, that makes sense that like, it's tied to a passive perception. But if someone's like actively looking for something,
you can make that investigation then as well. I don't think there's a passive investigation. You could do so. Yeah, that's actually a
So
fair
here's the
point.
thing. In
Technically,
You're used to
5e,
Technically,
technically
there
there
is.
is a passive everything.
there's
That is
according because at the very least because of the observant feat, we know there is a passive investigation because that's called
Yeah.
out as well.
So
Yes.
in 5e,
Ew.
5e, every skill technically has a passive attached to it. It is just 10 plus whatever your bonuses. That's what but that's what they replaced taking 10 with, basically.
Ah,
Yeah.
really?
So like for
Huh.
example, when someone is
I rolled that
sneaking
one.
or hiding or whatever, you roll them to stealth because that's they're doing like an active, they're doing it, etc. Then you compare it against their passive investigation or not investigation, perception.
Or
It's a really weird thing.
Yes,
But
like for-
technically every skill has a passive
yeah,
version.
it's basically as I understand it, it's both meant to replace taking 10, but also replace having to do like behind the screen rolls for your players whenever you have something going on in the background that you don't want to alert them to. Like passive investigation would be for like if you notice that something is an illusion. Passive history is if you notice that like facts about history line up or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
Not
like
really
it's like you're going
dumb.
through a book and you're like, oh hey, real quick, you would notice this based off of your history. Like you're not actively looking for this thing, but you would notice like weird things like written in this text here that don't actually match history or stuff like that. It's
Oh, I see.
it's an interesting way of changing it around, but yeah.
Okay, that's actually good to know.
Oh,
Okay.
Ah, 2 nat ones.
I will see if I can
Uh-huh.
be the great equalizer. I'll roll perception as well.
Hey,
there we go. Yeah,
What- what-
Cal will be kind of towards the front, but he'll help he'll also help keep an eye out.
Yeah, I got 17 BB.
We're all rolling.
I'll
Oh,
make it.
wow.
It's fine. Yeah, at this point, you can make a perception either way. I'll do all the witsy whatsits with the passive thing.
Because
later.
like I said, there are certain things where I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense for being a passive investigation. But like, if we're actively looking for security cameras, why would
Yeah,
that
no,
be?
that honestly,
Yeah.
it wouldn't even be perception, in my opinion. It'd be investigation because you're actively looking. But yeah, you have a fair
Well,
point.
it's so. I think Ram brought it up good in like the 5e game. Perception is like you're standing in the location, you're looking at it. Investigation is actively poking
sifting
around and being
through
like,
things.
Yeah, that's a
shifting
fair
through
point.
things.
Either way, what are the numbers? Just because I'm not. I
We
don't have
got
it all-
a 4, a 5, a 10, 12, 16, 17.
Jeez. All right. Well,
2 of those are nat
All
ones,
across
by
the
the way.
board.
2 of those are nat ones. So yay.
Get them out of the way now.
Who says they're gonna
so-
stop?
Yeah, I didn't, but I'm hoping you get them out of the way now. So I'm assuming Kaladin and Marquis were the 16 and 17.
Yes.
Yes.
Almost immediately, while everyone's just kind of scoping out and looking around, and not really noticing much, Marquis and Cal pretty much at the same time, take a poke around a little closer to the maintenance door that's sitting there, and you realize that in the corner, and Cal, you wouldn't really remember these being here, as you've probably taken these tunnels quite a few times. These are probably one of the tunnels that you took some of the most, considering you worked out of the 7th district when you were at the Merchants Guild. It appears as though there have been some cameras installed. They are, of course, blacked out, so it's a little bit hard to see which direction that they're pointing, but they look relatively newly installed. Looking a little closer, you notice that they're facing the maintenance door itself, but not outwards for some reason. Those are the only ones that you find. There's 2 of them, both facing towards there. It might make getting in a little bit harder if you get caught on the camera.
All right. I presume as we're probably like turning a corner or something, Cal will immediately see these little blacked out domes, point them out, and say, "Cameras over there."
Thankfully, noticing it though. Thank God that one of you guys picked up on that, by the way. um, you're able to easily get in and find an easier way around than just stepping through the maintenance bit. You can just kind of figure out how you want to get in, but now you know what to avoid.
Weirdly enough, the Greiger's not having I guess security over here. Weird kind of makes, or not as much security, kind of makes sense considering that they're shady as fuck.
Yes.
Um,
Well, keep in mind you're not in the 7th district right now. This is a maintenance area. These cameras, the last time I'll even say this, Cal, the last time you were here, which was probably just about a month ago, maybe a little more, a little less, they weren't there. So these have been newly installed. You don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but they weren't here the last time that you were here.
I guess as we're would we be like squeezing through the pipes at this point, or we could already be like.
I mean, you all can be. Yeah, I assume that since that's why everyone's here. Yeah, one by one, you can all slip through the pipes.
As we're doing, Cal will remark to the others: "Those cameras haven't been here before. They weren't here about a month ago when I was last here.
You think
Maybe
they're
some kind of security update or something."
well? If they're aimed specifically at the door, that tells me either they're worried about people coming or going, or both, through that maintenance section. That's odd. Why specifically that door? Do they know that there's tunnels connecting to the 7th district?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be too surprised, but strange.
Wait, so the positioning of the cameras, are they positioned in such a way that anyone viewing on the other side of the cameras, like a guard or something, would be able to see the entrance of these tunnels?
You're not quite sure. Basically, how they're pointed is, from what you can tell, they are facing more towards the maintenance tunnel, or rather the maintenance door, than the fenced off piping area. It looks like that their focus is actually the door rather than the tunnels that you're going towards.
I think from what it seems, they're facing more the maintenance door. I don't know if they're aware of the tunnels or not, but maybe the maintenance is worth checking out. I'm not sure. It could be nothing, and we could just be wasting our time.
After all, you don't freshly install cameras to watch nothing.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't want
our-
to seem too suspicious to the person on the other side of the cameras, I could activate my my little X-ray vision thing to see if I can see anything through the door before actually tampering with it.
I mean,
because if we were to do that, we'd have to do it in a way that doesn't seem suspicious or break the camera or something.
Yeah, I could try my hand at, if we absolutely have to, tampering with the camera, but that's not really in alignment with our current objective.
Yes.
If you want to do a cursory look through, and then we move on, just to be safe, because honestly, the last time you got the urge to use your X-ray, it saved our lives. So
yeah,
I'll say go with your gut on this.
Okay. I will do that then.
Okay.
And
I mean, as you all said. Oh, sorry. I thought I heard someone talking in the distance.
No, it was me, but it's okay. Go ahead.
No. It actually wasn't you. I was hearing Stillwater downstairs. It came to my vents.
That's right. You guys have a vent connecting your rooms.
Yeah.
I can hear him too.
It's funny because it's kind of funny because my office and Stillwater's room are connected. My bathroom and Stillwater's bathroom are connected, and my bedroom is also connected to Stillwater's room because of how big his room is in comparison. He basically has a studio apartment down there. Everything's all kind of together in one place. I digress. Yeah, it wouldn't take very long, and kind of agreeing here with Marquis and with Genevieve that it's not the main objective, but it's good to take a look. Kind of taking turning on your X-ray vision, having your mask kind of and cover up. You catch a quick glance. How far does your X-ray vision go out to, June?
Goes
Wait.
out a 30-foot cone for 10 minutes.
Okay. Seeing through the wall, you would first see that what appears to be an elevator. It's definitely not what you would expect to see on the other side of of what would probably just equate to like a broom closet or perhaps like a little janitorial station or the equivalent of it. Um, but you don't see any camera equipment, no guards watching, but you do see at least the power lines that are feeding through it also go through this wall, and they go a little bit deeper than what you can see. There's no one there currently, but wherever this elevator goes, you're able to see an elevator shaft that goes up and also down.
Wait, up?
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't just like an isolated little like brick room. It's like, what is this connected to?
You guys are in a parking garage next to the National Bank of Iris,
Oh,
mind you.
right.
But
It's on the
you
side
are
of.
at the sub level of the parking garage itself.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll turn to the rest of the party and say, um, it's not really your standard maintenance closet. There's no one in there. I just see an elevator that goes up and also down. Wasn't really expecting it. We could check back on this later at some point. Not sure.
I'd have to.
Later,
just in
I would
case.
think. That seems weird that they would have a pair of cameras just pointed at the exit for an elevator, of all things.
It's like they want to monitor who goes in and out of this door.
And the question becomes what's at the end of the elevator, but that's for later. We need to move on. Night is only going to last so long. Yeah.
I agree. Let's move.
Mm-hmm.
Do have people that can go invisible, but regardless, we have an objective to focus on.
I can climb up the places if you need me. But I
For
had it down.
now, let's worry about what we came here for.
Let's go to the
and
pipe.
then-
Yeah, let's not get sidetracked.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the pipe.
Everyone begins to get into the pipe.
I don't
Shut
like.
Mario pipe sound.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Blarp, blarp, blarp. Denim.
No, this is not a water level.
Denim.
Oh, that's the underground level. Wait.
Oh, I don't know anything about
The
Mario.
water level is.
I guess completely.
But yes, anyway,
Either way.
What's
we pipe.
Yes, you are
Would-
laying
would-
pipe, or rather scooting pipe. You have made your way in, and one by one, as you kind of push your way through, it's a tight squeeze for a second for some of you. Primrose, you get the oh so lovely sound of as metal kind of
Oh,
scrapes
God.
against metal for a second, and that sound absolutely echoes through the parking garage. They make these things tight for a reason.
Oh, God.
But it's a breath of fresh air, at least in not the fresh sense, as after squeezing past, you are in what appears to be a pretty sizable expanse of a carved tunnel. These are smooth, they're very admittedly at first hard to see. You do have to take a few steps past the concrete, and it slips down a little bit before you find yourself in this almost like 30-foot cube of a space that just goes seemingly for miles in both directions. These are a lot more maintained than the previous that you were in, and definitely look like they've seen some love, but there is no light.
Let me check. Oh, right. I cast light. I flick my
Okay,
phone twice and turn on the flashlight.
very good. Well,
It's
yeah,
some
no,
sort of
turn on
witch.
a witch. Burn that
I'm the
witch.
witch.
Okay, before we fade, before we
Uh,
start, you turn on your pair phone, and no, I'm kidding. Um,
Oh, pair phone. Who
Hmm.
are you?
no. Let's be honest. Marquis is absolutely a robot user,
A cyborg user.
a cyborg user. Yeah, but I digress. Yeah, lighting it up pretty quickly. Yeah, this place looks incredibly like well carved. Um, they're they themselves, it has multiple different support beams laid throughout it. Whoever did this somehow managed to successfully build a very impressive line of tunnels, seemingly into the infrastructure, mind you, of some of these buildings without being caught. Whether that would be with magic or otherwise is unknown, but a cursory glance would probably indicate that, yeah, this was done magically, not with power tools. Um, but thus begins your walk. And it's a bit of a far stretch. Presumably, those who don't have dark vision are then thankfully blessed by the light of the cyborg that Marquis is carrying, and it takes quite a while. It takes you guys almost 45 minutes of uninterrupted walking until Kaladin, following the map and also
Mhm.
just his own memory, will suddenly go, all right, wait, and you will have arrived at your destination. Thankfully, without any incident. Now there
Does
is.
anything look when we reach there?
Wait, what did you say there?
Does anything look off when we reach there at all? Like anything, you know, out of place or
Well,
suspicious?
the one thing I will say is that it seems like no one's traveled these tunnels at all. In recent months, it's like everyone has kind of made their way out of the seventh district, but
Hmm.
admittedly, that's kind of understandable because the entire district has been charred for the
Yeah.
most part. Um, the entrance to get you all out of here from these subterranean tunnels is generally just ladder systems that have been installed, um, and just like false panels and whatnot that will get you out of there. Um, this one in particular, you would remember, Cal, leads into an old store from a contact that you had a while ago who helped the Merchants Guild, and you paid them well enough, um,
Hmm.
upon them having a literal trap door in their house. Um, that is what you would remember. Now, the question is, are you climbing up?
Is there a ladder that looks like it can climb up, and does the ladder look, and if there is, does the ladder look like it's in good shape?
Like, honestly, everything down here seems surprisingly pristine. It seems like the
Okay.
fire didn't reach the tunnels. And even if they did, they would have just kind of hit cold stone and metal. So it wouldn't have
All
really
right.
affected it too much.
So yeah, knowing this, Cal will point to the trapdoor and say, "We can take that. That'll take us where we need to go." And we'll start climbing up.
Okay.
And as I creak open the trapdoor, I look around. Yeah, kind of open a bit ajar and then peek around to see if there's anything on the floor above.
Ooh, sorry. Um, since you're the first one out, you climb to the top of this metal ladder, and you push up against the false panel in the floor, and it it's a bit heavier than normal at first, but you do eventually manage. What's your strength score?
My strength is a whopping 8.
Oh,
You do manage to realize that you absolutely cannot lift this.
Cal, knowing his strength, will back up a bit and say, "Okay, panel's a bit too heavy. Anyone else want to give it a go?"
I
No.
can lift.
Valen, would you like to?
Yeah, Valen absolutely likes to, I assume.
Valen, lift, metal, buff.
Not one.
Yes.
Not one.
Valen
Just-
has been glowing, by the way,
Yeah.
I must say.
Glowing. That's
So
true.
yeah.
Oh, she went under surgery recently.
Yeah, she just had surgery.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
technically.
Athletics for you.
Athletics.
Sam.
All right.
Alrighty, Valen. Let's see.
Yeah, you know,
Ah,
I got kind of close. A
Um,
9.
Damn it.
I
can-
have 16 in strength. The fuck.
Honestly, that alone would be enough. I just wanted to see how easy it was. Either way.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and Primrose, I should mention that you can use your intelligence as a strength modifier, considering that you're buffed by armor. Yeah, I should have made
Nice,
that clear.
that's true.
Yeah, but nevertheless, yeah, I like to use
I'm-
intelligence. It's an abandoned stat, but nevertheless,
I'm gonna
Valen
fucking
just
lose it. Anyways.
yeah, I'm gonna fucking yeah. Valen's arm begins to melt below on the people, but eventually, is able. I can't believe this. Let's say you take a 10. Congratulations. After
Yay.
fighting it and fighting it and fighting it and fighting it and giving up and getting angry, then getting sad, then reattaching their arm and then fighting it, you are able to just and shove it open, and some debris that had fallen on top of the false hatch gives way as you kind of slam it up and over. And I guess Valen would be the first one out. Valen, when you get there, you find yourself in the basement that is a little strange at first sight. There are shackles on the wall, and there's cages that are just kind of like placed to the back. And various devices along the wall as well that you're not quite sure what they are.
Well, I'll turn around and pretty much hold my hand down towards the others to help them up.
I will climb up.
Yoink, yoink,
Yep.
yoink. Everyone
immediately start
eventually
pushing
comes
buttons.
up.
Primrose, you're not supposed to do that without me.
That's true.
Oh no.
Okay,
There's about to be
push buttons.
there's about to be a sibling. I can't fucking speak. Sibling.
Sibling rivalry.
Yeah, sibling. Right. Yeah, I can't fucking speak right now.
I am Big Sister Primrose.
And I am little sibling Doku.
Yeah, little shit.
Hey.
That's not
That's
what
his
you
rapper
call
name,
him.
little shit.
Just say, be nice to your brother.
I'm nice, I'm nice.
Dorku.
Are you though?
Dorku.
Are you
Well,
being nice
hey,
to
he called me fat, so.
I can't believe
Doku?
this.
When did you call your sister fat?
I didn't call her fat. I call her the biggest liar I know.
So we all climb up.
Yeah, you all make your way up, and
This-
one by one, you would begin to notice.
Despite the
instrument-
impressive weight of Primrose's suit.
Yes.
I'm-
I didn't say you're heavy. I said
No,
your
no,
suit's heavy.
no, no.
No,
Dear, honey,
no.
sweetheart. Our daughter isn't fat. She's just big boned.
She's
Exactly.
she's big suited.
I have
Yeah.
metal attached to me.
Either way,
It's the prosthetics, we swear.
It's the prosthetics, I swear. Either way, one by one you would make your way into this basement, and one by one you would all start to realize the things on the walls and the cages and
It's in the walls. It's in the
the-
goddamn wall.
the whips, the paddles, wherever you found your way. This place is strange.
Oh no, we're in Germany.
Would I? Would I? You said this was the house of a contact in the guild that was it. Yes.
Yeah. An old.
We're gonna
Would I
walk
get-
outside the front door, and we're gonna see that we walked in. We came out into a kink shop.
Would I?
Oh.
Would I happen to know which shop? Would I happen to know which kind of shop this is?
Oh,
I know we never should have brought our weird Uncle Kaladin on the family
Also,
vacation.
Oh
Hey.
no.
Quest, real quick.
He's
that
from
wouldn't
your
be the
side of
first
the
time
family, I'll have
that
you know.
happened.
Hmm? Sorry, what's that? What was that, Fway?
That wouldn't be the first time that happened. Us walking into a kink shop, it wouldn't be the first time.
Oh no, it's a trend.
I
Hey,
digress.
what was the first time?
Don't worry about it.
Previous campaign.
yeah,
I
Sorry
think.
about it.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you when you're older.
As in, like,
Never
4
do.
hours older after the session.
Yes.
Yes.
As in 4 hours older. That's fine. The Indoku years, that's a while. But
In
yeah,
Doku
no.
years, that's a bold.
Goku says, "Tell me now, bitch."
Doku demands now. Anyways, Cal,
Let's
you
start
would
again.
actually know that. Yeah, this is more of a a nice elderly woman used to run this place. It was, as she put it, a fun house. But you know, it definitely got the job done, and she made some money on the side, working with smugglers.
We're gonna walk out the front.
So-
We're gonna walk out the front door, and the sign above the entrance is gonna say "Citrus Party."
Oh my god.
I'm more partial to
Cal,
the
yeah.
lemon
Cal,
splash.
Cal, as we're walking through the basement, Cal's just gonna shake his head and just say, "I think I know where this place is. Be prepared."
Be prepared.
wow.
Be prepared.
Finally, my favorite.
What
Do we need
are we?
to-
do we need to fucking avert the eyes of the child or no?
Are we going to be
Oh,
fighting latex golems?
Oh my god, Boris, look away.
Do they have
Boris.
some sort of
I'm not-
animate? Do they have some sort of animated paddle as security? Where the fuck did you bring us?
I will say, definitely cover Doku's eyes.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm the only one that can touch the child.
Touch me and you die.
Literally,
I won't. I am
okay.
covered in metal. I can't die.
It's just
Poison's immune.
in-
Still immune to poison.
in the words of one not so wise young girl, curiouser and curiouser our days become more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've taken the maxim of "May you live in interesting times" to like different
Just
heights.
imagine
Oh.
a wonderful
So
place
I'll be
of
right back
candy
real quick.
and magic.
Yeah, no. I will just scoot you along. Yeah.
Yes.
There is.
Let's
It's
get us
very
out of
clear
here.
that- Yeah, let's get out of there. This is definitely fallen into disrepair. The ceiling has in fact caved in as there is debris scattered about through the basement. Making your way up the creaky old wooden stairs that have definitely seen better days, you find yourself surrounded in pixels, and it's all pixelated. Get Doku out of here. The,
Oh boy. All right, Doku, don't
it's
look.
all Twitch safe.
Everything is a vague shade of blue.
Everything is weird.
Black
This
photography.
reminds me about the time Iliaster put some police officer into cuffs. He also
Yes, you will find fuzzy handcuffs. You'll find
Kitty ears.
Yeah,
kitty ears, dog
for the first
collars,
time.
A bad serpent.
a
Yeah,
bad servant.
bad worm.
You'll see maid outfits and school uniforms,
Mhm.
Yeah, this is absolutely a place to go for pillar con.
costumes.
Yeah,
It's a
pillar. Yes, for
costume
pillar
shop,
con.
you see.
But for just a moment, Genevieve actually stops, examines the fuzzy handcuffs. Like she even picks them up momentarily and goes, "Wait, no, can't."
Let
use
me
them."
guess, you have a baritone.
No,
Could you-
I broke the last one
could
because these are always shit. I was considering possibly
you
having these
stop-
for. I was considering possibly taking a pair for anybody we might need to, apprehend later. But I know from personal experience these things break at the slightest amount of tension.
Excuse me. Oh,
Genevieve, you
why do you know?
animal.
yeah.
College was a long time ago. Leave me alone.
College is a long time ago.
So first thing, real quick. I'm getting a very big sense of deja vu, partially because we came to a similar shop on one mission back in the day. But
Oh
anyways,
boy.
Was it as pixelated as
Oh,
this one?
good somewhere.
No, these are the new. These are the new
Well-
Irisian Twitch.
All right, I'm back.
Yes, active illusions pixelating things whenever a
Yeah.
child is present.
Anyways,
Actually, pretty good.
Sensor bars over everything.
yeah, Doku.
There's
you
a
only-
sensor bar over Doku's eyes.
Yeah.
Ah,
I
I
digress.
can imagine that Doku's like walked off somewhere and then he comes back with his hands like rubbing together, like, hey guys, they have lotion.
They have a
Uh,
No!
touch that.
Cow.
I'm just going
cow.
to one hand on the back of Doku, like between his shoulder blades on his shirt, and just kind of just pushing him out the front door.
We need to go.
We are
No,
done
no,
here.
pick-
We are
pick-
done here.
Pick the
Yeah,
boy
yes,
up by the
yes,
scruff. We're
cow.
leaving.
We're
Cow will
leaving.
fall
We are
back.
we are
Yes,
finished
yes,
here.
yes,
We are
yes.
finished
Going.
here. No further time will be spent in this store, and when we come back through here to leave,
Yep.
it will be fast.
Yep, we will not spend any more time on any more jokes or any other things. Now
This is a
for
purely
something
s-
completely different.
This is a purely serious session where serious things happen. Continuing.
Nope, enough of this. Sorry, we're the bit police. This bit's gone on for too long.
The bit police. All right, now
You have been unfunny for too long.
Doku has now been slightly more slimy, but that's okay. Anyways,
It's okay,
the
he's
next-
a dark
Ugh,
yeah.
God damn it! God.
My God.
Well, unfortunately, he's not going to be able to climb any surfaces for a little bit.
Mhm.
That's fine.
Anyways, stepping outside, you wouldn't really have to even step outside that much to see the state of the 7th district from this place, because this storefront had a fence around it. It was, to keep people out, basically. But not really in the sense of like blocking them, just you don't want them to look in the windows. Why they didn't
Mm,
I wonder why.
why they didn't want to invest in tinted glass, I don't know, but you won't really know either. Stepping free, this place and pretty much every building around it has been burned to like a husk. Any buildings that weren't crafted from stone, and even some of them that were, are just in ruins. And the fence is similarly of that nature. But through it all, you also happen to hear very familiar sounds. Primarily that of helicopters flying overhead and engines in the distance. There's definitely a lot going on here. And it's probably best if you don't get captured.
Hmm. That I will hurry us along.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now that's where I'm going to ask. I believe this is where stealth checks will have to be made. Now, for the sake of it, you guys have to make. How do I put this? You guys have to make it about 2 blocks to get yourself to the hospital. Getting there won't be a huge issue if you take
Okay.
the alleyways and you twist and turn and all that. That shouldn't be a problem. But everyone, at least the leaders of the group and the rear, front and back, will have to make stealth checks and everybody else can follow. So who's
Okay.
the-
Right.
Well,
So,
because
hold
we
on.
took a short rest, I have 2 cast invisibility.
Oh, good.
Hold on.
My stealth is
Unfortunately,
decent. So
unfortunately, this is why I will
out
let
of-
it be known that I really have to start leaving soon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Out of
So-
curiosity, June,
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, glad to
do
have
you
you.
have to? Yeah. Do
Yes,
you have
thank
to
you
do
for
your
coming.
stealth checks at disadvantage because of your armor?
no, not this kind of armor.
Clang, clang, clang.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said,
Actually,
only the
I don't know
person.
why I get. Actually, I don't know why I put heavy armor there, because I'm not wearing heavy armor.
Oh, I think it was a holdover from your previous class.
Yes.
Um,
Oh,
Also, as I was saying, the only people who need to make the stealth checks are the people who are leading the pack.
oh,
Um,
okay. Never mind.
yeah,
I
yeah,
rolled
yeah.
and got a nat 20. Never mind. I just wasted it. Heh.
Well, no, I mean you can be leading the pack, like because we're it's multiple groups.
Yeah, exactly. You
Mhm.
can all decide who's going to lead the pack, and basically everybody gets a stealth roll. Highest run.
Oh,
leader.
oh, it's because I'm wearing scale mail. Regardless, I got 15 for
So
both rolls. It's okay.
would I count as a leader or someone in the back?
You can decide the pack. Basically, the two people who need to make the rolls is the person in the front and the person in the back to watch your back.
Make a
Because
stealth. I'll make a stealth roll
Okay,
just
so
in case.
Primrose can go in the back
Oh
and
my
Jake can
god!
go in the
Oh,
front.
we both got nat
Guy,
20s. I got a
Okay,
yeah.
plus
So
yes.
one.
you
In that
two
case,
are
guess we're going
fine.
in front.
This will be a 22 and a 23 for the both rolls.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. So Primrose in the
Holy
back.
shit!
Cal leads the way. I did say, "Hey, let's stop the Nat 1 trend," and I suppose I invoked it. Now you're fucked. But either way,
Oh,
nah, that's good.
May we live in interesting
Thankfully,
times.
we already do. You already do. As you all begin to make your way from Silly Sally's sexy store,
God.
yeah, that is awful.
It's
I
Adam and
hate
Steve, the store.
I still,
it.
it's awful, but I still prefer we call it Citrus Party.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh
go with
my god.
Citrus Party at this point. Yeah,
yes.
Huh.
Citrus
Lotion
Party.
sexy. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Citrus Party for no denture adventures is the tagline.
Hey,
Oh
that's
my
good. That's
god!
good.
Oh my god!
Blimey.
Their slogan,
Cal will
their slogan is "Buy gum."
Oh no!
Okay.
Okay, we gotta go. This is the worst bit.
Cal
It's awful.
will look back
It's
at
so
this gun and he
bad.
will shudder openly.
It's so bad. Oh,
And both of you need to
continuing.
go to jail, both of you.
No.
Anyways, thankfully with both Primrose and Cal leading the way and Primrose covering your backs, you're able to slip past pretty much everything that would have potentially caught you. Um, with the combination of helicopters constantly in the air scanning the area for trespassers, with roving troops of guards and even knights leading the pack on some of them. Mind you, no pillar knights are here, but generally as squad makeup that most of you would be aware from is that with a platoon of guards, a knight would lead the pack, and you run across 3 of them at least, roughly 6-man cells, as you make your way through one by one, cutting across alleyways, moving around, sticking close. You make your way to the hospital, and thank God for your high stealth rolls, because it is absolutely teeming with guards. In a weird way, they've taken the hospital as their base of operations. And
Oh great!
Oh, that's not good.
yeah, you see armored trucks. There are knights. There are knights just kind of positioned out front. If you remember the campus of the place, it's more of a large opening with 3 buildings attached by what once was 2 bridges on the upper floors. Um, one of them has since collapsed, but the other one is still there. The overhangs. I can't remember exactly what they were called, but
Awnings?
those above maybe awnings is the correct term. It's those glass bridges that connect buildings across streets. Cannot remember their names. Walkways, but
Walkways.
that's basically what's going on here. Yeah,
Catwalks?
these catwalks might be it. Either way, it doesn't matter. You get the picture.
Yeah.
The campuses of 3 buildings, the main hospital and the 2 side hospitals that had different specialties. The left hospital being the children's wing, which still has the bridge connected. The right hospital being more of a long stay patient care area, and then the primary hospital, which was exactly what you would expect. Uh, Seems as though the right hospital, or rather the right building, took a lot of damage. It's barely standing. But you're able to see flashlights. They have floodlights just lighting up the center, where you all were just about a month ago. Honestly, at this point, yeah, wow, it's actually been about a month in game, give or take. Um, yeah, you see where the flame started. The Genesis flame that Genevieve had grabbed and then given to Ausar in the first session. Um, the entire area is scorched. But shockingly, the children's wing and the main hospital, well, they definitely took damage. The roofs are caved in. Um, on the main hospital, and the building on the left is relatively unhurt. Shockingly enough, the children's hospital really doesn't seem that affected, but the main hospital is definitely not looking too good. You can just see there are a lot of people inside, and there are a lot of people, more people, outside. The question is, how do you want to advance forward? Your target is the main hospital, which is at the back of the campus. Considering where you guys are coming from, that being the more, small business district, you would have probably popped out near the large entrance in an alleyway. So you're not on campus just yet. So how would you like to path this? Um, you can cut basically, well, I'll let you figure that out.
I got no preference.
Hmm.
I'm gonna leave this to you guys.
Could try side entrance this time if any of those are available.
Yeah. Eh,
Would
I
we be able
don't
to eyeball
think
any
it.
side entrances anywhere?
You would, well, to put it kind of a little bit more to perspective, there were some emergency exits that you'd probably be able to get access to. You'd admittedly probably have to break the door because most emergency exits don't have entrances. But well, actually, that's not true. Some do. These ones specifically do. I do not. I apologize. At least on the children's hospital side of things. Um, you can really only see the sides of the two offset buildings, and then the one in the far back you don't really see much of. You can really only just see the front and the roving guards who are kind of circling out through the center.
Definitely need to avoid the guards. So maybe maybe observe their patrols and then try and sneak in between them.
Yeah. I think that's the smart move.
Yeah.
I don't think Marquis has used. Marquis, you said you had two.
I
Uses of
have two.
invisibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
you
two
just go
spells.
with
One
that.
of them being invisibility.
Alternatively, however you want to do it, I would allow. Well, you're not really rummaging, but I would allow perception checks from everybody, um, to see if you might find a potential easier way in to avoid the main forces that are in the main entrance, basically. Because imagine it's a giant circle drive that they have loaded up with shit.
You said the children's wing was still connected to the main hospital wing, right? By a
Yes,
bridge.
the children. Yeah, there is a bridge. It is a glass bridge, mind you, but it is immediately connected to the primary hospital. You'd have to get into the children's wing. And while there are no immediate side entrances, there are doors, but they're emergency doors. So they don't have a door handle on the outside, especially because it's the children's wing.
Say what?
So someone would potentially have to go in and open it for you all if you wanted to use that entrance.
Everyone looks expectantly at Doku.
Hmm.
I'm kidding.
Hello.
Because it's labeled child doesn't mean that only a child can open it.
So
No,
that's true.
that's true. Could be anyone else.
But only if we had a conveniently child-sized person here to open this.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Part of me
Or
wants.
a conveniently mom-shaped person looks at Genevieve.
Part of me almost wants to say we could stage a prank on some of the more superstitious guards here by having the ghost of a child walk around, but no. I don't think. I think if they spot a mother and child walking around, they're just as likely to apprehend us as they are to shoo us out of the district. I think we should plan to just not be seen. Out of character,
Also
I have
distract them.
that too. We have people here who are quite adept at that. I did in Roll20 sketch out a rough idea of how the hospital is laid out and our positioning. There is a wall running up around the campus, correct?
But it's honestly more of a how do I put this? It's not in very good shape. It was at some point, but the fire kind of melted a lot of the metal that was surrounding the place, and it wasn't really honestly that hard to get over in the first place. It was more decorative. It was like a brick wall up to your chest, and then just like some decorative metal on the outside. You know, one of those.
One possibility is we skirt around the outside, make our way through the fence in the back, and see if there's a back entrance to the main wing.
Good. So I keep an eye on the patrols.
Very possible that they may already thought of that and have guards stationed there, but we won't know unless we see that.
We could split up, keep in contact, and just scout out.
The downside that is, if we split up and one group gets compromised, the rest of us won't be there to bail them out.
Wouldn't be the first time that was happening.
Of course it wasn't.
If we were a couple levels higher, I would have had something very useful for the situation.
Marky, I don't suppose you have very many uses of your invisibility.
I got 2.
Yeah.
But we have Kaladin and Doku and Primrose, who are, at least from actions-wise so far, shown themselves to be quite adept at sneaking. And Doku, who can turn invisible. But that still means 2 people that Marky can turn invisible, and then 2 more who are left on their own devices.
Could the people who have good stealth be fine with no invisibility?
I mean, if you roll decently enough, because you would basically be entering a new area, and I would probably need you all to make another stealth check just to continue climbing over the fence and then making your way onto the campus. But
yeah, I'm assuming that. Sorry,
I will say that for the most part, this district is burnt to the ground. Most infrastructure is just not working. And truth be told, there's no direct power in this place anymore. They pretty much cut direct power to this, and most of the lights, like the floodlights and everything, are running off Genesis generators. And just kind of positioned out. You can tell because you hear the very obnoxious brrrr of the generators that are just constantly running, which actually may be to your benefit, because it would mask your sound a little bit while you're moving through.
Yeah.
We have that benefit. Kaladin did roll perception. Would he have been able to suss out if there's any guards stationed out behind, or would we need to move to see that?
What was the perception roll?
19.
19.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's not bad at all. Honestly, just waiting there and trying to scope out, you wouldn't. That's one thing I should mention. Just waiting there and trying to scope out the place. You're not seeing anyone moving around the back of the hospital. Even while you're trying to plan things out and see what your best route is, you're probably there for about 15 minutes, and you're not hearing anything. You're not seeing any lights. Now, I will say that you are seeing lights inside of the hospital, albeit few and far between. Um, this place is more like, as I said, a home base. So it doesn't seem like they're necessarily guarding this place all that much. Rather, that this is where they've set up a lot of their equipment, a lot of their gear. It's where guards are being stationed to. The Greiger Hospital, to be fair, was at the center of the terrorist attack just as much as it's also literally one of the central buildings in the district that isn't in complete shambles. Um, in fact, the only other one that there would be Ausar's um uh old house, the the big ass high priestess hotel, which did not collapse but is a charred building. Um, They just took their chances here, from what you can tell. So no, at this point, no guards. That is seemingly walking around the back.
Okay. I'm a little concerned by the lack of power, but knowing the labs they had set up, there's probably emergency generators to be used. So the equipment should still function, hopefully. Yeah, I doubt the fire made it that far down. I'd say my vote is for trying to make it into the back entrance. There is one. There's usually like a back fire escape or something like that.
Yeah,
second this.
yeah. So are you gonna, just by judging by the, I'm assuming, the map, are you sneaking around the children's hospital to the back entrance of the main hospital, or are you sneaking through the children's hospital to get to the main hospital?
Honestly, we can probably just sneak through the children's hospital because once we're in there, we have hallways, rooms, better coverage to hide in general. It's
Yeah. I think so too.
And we have the sound of the generators outside masking our noises. So yeah. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right.
Through the creepy children's hospital it is.
Yeah. Creepy children's hospital that was burned down.
Burned down. In which we already met one child ghost.
To be fair, that one was in the main hospital, and that one caused a fire. That one was a fire bombing.
Yeah, that little tiefling girl.
Yeah. Either way, if you are going to
He's
cut
making Mama proud.
yeah, if you are going to be cutting through, it probably wouldn't honestly even be that hard. Most of the glass on this place broke when the fire erupted. The shock wave itself shattered most of the glass and set off a bunch of car alarms. So you probably would just be able to slip right on in through the first floor, which I assume, since that's the path you all want to take, absolutely what you can do. It's funny, honestly, Genevieve, that you mention superstitious guards, because I didn't really necessarily clarify that while you can see guards walking about the main hospital, they're really only on some of the higher floors, seemingly just taking vantage points and the like. There is not a single one of them in the children's hospital. Like, it's very quiet in here. You can hear kind of like the glass crunching beneath your feet as you make your way into the I'm assuming one of the broken windows, and eventually you make your way onto the bottom floor that is the children's hospital, desolate and quiet.
Iris has patented grass glass.
Yeah, the grass glass.
Fully
You might do.
biodegradable.
Nice.
They stole it from Greshek.
Probably shit.
They stole the patent from Greshek. Okay, yeah, we're making our way through with the unexpected benefit of guards staying the hell away from burnt down children's hospital. Honestly, can't blame them. Yeah, we going basically make our way through a gap in the wall, I'm assuming, through the hospital.
Now, well, the thing is, are you going to be taking the bridge that connects you, or are you just going to try and sneak your way across?
That's on an upper floor, right?
Yeah, so to put in perspective, this hospital has 3 floors. This children's hospital has 3 floors as well. The bridge is on the uppermost floor.
And you said a lot of the guard lights were on the upper floors of the main hospital.
Yeah, scattered about, yeah. I say a lot. There's not many. You see the lights but I wouldn't say that you pointed out anything the size of what's down below. You do see movement in the hospital. You're not quite sure exactly how many, but there are lights on the top floor. Yes.
Okay, because my concern is that may end up with us having to work through a bunch of guards, and then ultimately our destination is on the ground floor anyway. Because the basement elevator was, as I remember, on the ground floor.
It was on the ground floor behind the nurses' station the check-in station.
At the very front, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, by appearances, where is the greatest concentration of patrolling guards in the main wing? Upper floor,
That's a
lower
little
floor?
hard. That's a little hard to tell. I wouldn't even say that's really a concentration. Honest to God, it might just be 3 dudes, just each carrying a floor. You just see lights.
Okay. Well, in that case, our best chance, honestly, is cutting through the children's hospital, like out the other side, in through a gap in the side of the main hospital if we can find it, and then directly to the front foyer, because there's no other way we're getting to that elevator.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Right. Sounds good to me.
Also, that glass going up 2 floors in a fire damaged building is a great way to fall 3 stories through multiple levels of half broken flooring and glass.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely glad that you
yeah,
didn't want to risk that.
I've seen what happens when people risk fire damaged flooring on upper floors. It's that stuff gets flimsy. Yeah. Anybody else? Anybody have any objections? Guess not.
Not that I can think of.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. So we're gonna stick to the ground, I guess, and cut across the section between the children's hospital and the main hospital, and try and slip our way to the front foyer.
Sounds good.
Directly to the nurse's station.
Who's going to be leading the pack this time? Because this is again going to be a stealth thing. I'll say that with the roaring of the generators, climbing the fence won't be any issue for you. I'm not going to make you guys roll to climb the fucking fence. Because it's literally just like step, 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 and you're over it. But to move through is going to be difficult. So who's going to be the leader on this one? Only one person needs to roll.
Goku, you want to take lead?
Okay, so let's figure out all who here has the best stealth.
I probably wagered Doku.
Doku.
Probably Doku. Now, is anyone going to want to assist Doku?
I mean, I can.
Yeah, Tori.
Okay, Tori can assist Doku.
Well then.
Itsy spider.
All right, Doku.
Doku, you now have advantage on a stealth roll, with Twari helping you map out the safest way to go.
I'm like Spider-Maning, flicking webbing onto the cameras or some bullshit.
Twip.
Wait,
And we want it to
What-
be inconspicuous.
what is the composition of that spider silk?
Don't ask. Don't
He
Like
ask.
has
a
40.
white-
He
oh
has
God.
40 different types.
Huh?
Okay. Stealth
Don't question
for
paralysis.
25.
Okay, that's pretty good. Let me do some rolling.
Pretty good. That's freaking amazing.
But not good enough. They all spot you. Roll initiative, joke.
Why do No. All right, yeah, no, you're totally fine. I roll anyways because on the off chance I get a nat 20, that's pretty good. I digress. Yeah, thankfully with Tuare assisting Doku and finding the best route, Doku kind of takes the lead and moving through a hospital made for Doku, and sneaking your way through fallen walls and behind some bushes that somehow survived. You find your way into a side entrance to the main hospital, which was originally a glass door that is shattered. And stepping yourself in, you find yourself on the west side of the primary hospital, which is exactly the opposite of where you all entered the last time with the live-in patients who got special care. Rip to the good doctor, and also Eugene's grandma.
Yeah.
I digress. I keep saying that. That's my new catchphrase today.
You digress.
I do digress. You then make your way forward, and you do see a light, and it is indeed of a guard who is just kind of roaming, and he is armed. And thankfully, with Doku's good stealth, you are able to all kind of. He tells you to hold, he navigates you into one of the rooms, and this guard steps outside and just gets some fresh air, leaving you ample opportunity to sneak your way behind the nurse's station, move your way over to the lab, or rather the elevator, and you are there, but there is a problem. There is nothing powering the elevator.
Primrose, it's your time to shine.
All right, I'll jam my finger in some fucking open crevices and channel
An open
electricity
crevice,
like a
you
wizard.
say?
I mean,
You know
you
I will
are
have healing word ready.
you are a Genesis battery, but I don't feel entirely safe with you just basically doing the knight equivalent of jamming a fork into a socket. Maybe there's a way we could like actually hook your suit to the elevator to power it.
if you remember correctly,
I have
just to mention
an
this, Genevieve, you would remember this on Primrose. I think we actually discussed this with the jacking in type thing.
Yeah.
Is that an ability you have currently?
Let me check. Play elevator music while I do.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Thank you.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
I actually used to legitimately listen to elevator music.
That does not shock me in the slightest. You
I
definitely
used to.
Dude, they have some bangers, man.
Yeah.
That's true. You ever hit
You
a
know
bang?
the genre of elevator music, or elevator type music is bossa nova. If you want to listen to more of it,
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
bossa nova.
Like it's fucking like people sleep on fucking elevator music and oatmeal raisin cookies.
I like oatmeal raisin.
That's true.
I like oatmeal raisin,
Yeah.
but then again, I also like black licorice. So
I also like black licorice, like you and
Mm.
me, fucking same here.
yeah. But yeah, no. You know, it's a terrible joke. Why is it bossa nova, not girl bossa nova?
Oh my god.
While Primrose
It's the
Keep gas
it's-
robust.
yeah, it's the genre of music for June. Or maybe for Primrose.
Look at that.
Um,
If Primrose can't, how do I say, hack into it, I may have a option.
What's the option?
Well,
Yes.
I'll tell.
Planning to
sorry, go ahead.
Are you planning to have Boris force the door open?
No. Not at all. Boris would be probably the worst decision here.
Actually, I'm quite curious because of all your capabilities, all I've ever seen you use is Boris.
Oh yeah, you fellas wouldn't know too much about me. Again, no. Who are we waiting for again, by the way? Because at this one we're waiting for someone to come back.
June.
Okay.
well, actually, I was looking through my character sheet, and the only thing that I would have adjacent to that, we didn't make like a proper ability for jacking in, but the only thing I would have adjacent to that is just my ability to like telepathically communicate with technology that can understand me. Other than that, I do have proficiency in hacking. I
Oh, you said.
believe.
Are you sentient, Mister? Are you sentient, Mr. Oliver?
So I think our best bet is just to hack. But right now Frey is talking to Mama Frey.
The only reason I say that might not happen is because the power isn't on.
Yeah.
Right, it needs power.
Hard to hack something
Well,
that isn't
then
powered.
again, I can just zap this thing.
Yeah, I mean, try. I have a few things up my ass as well to fucking get this going. But
Yeah. I could just say that I have like a phone charger with me that I connect to my suit using an adapter, and I can just try to plug it into the elevator.
Essentially, if more work needs doing or a little bit of jury rigging needs doing, I have tinkering.
Mm-hmm.
True. I also have
I
hacking.
am back. There we go. Now, there's only one issue. It's hard to hack something that isn't turned on.
yeah,
Well, then
that's
we
why
can
I was
hack the
saying.
entire place. Let's hack
You'd
the
have-
whole
Oh.
place and siphon power over to the elevator.
Hack the planet.
Hack the planet.
Also,
planet.
Ditto redeemed a self-care and also insists, or at least suggests, that elevator music and Iris be Ghibli music.
You know what? I'm okay with that. We can do that.
Toro.
Yeah.
Toro.
Give some life to this place.
It's a tad less depressing.
A tad less depressing. Imagine it's like, God, we just watched 8 kids die. You get into the elevator. It's all it's like
I mean, they did
Anyways,
make Totoro to specifically combat depression.
that is true.
Wait, really?
Yes, it was meant to be watched in conjunction with Graves of the Fireflies. You're supposed to watch Graves of the
Oh.
Fireflies and then My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh man. Anyways, Fway, as I did say, so since Primrose can't make it into jack it in specifically to power the thing as a cell phone battery, like, Fway, your plan might work, but if you want to do it, it'll involve
A spell
either-
weaving roll. Yeah.
It would be a spell weaving roll, and I'm going to allow it if you think you can do it. Because remember, the elevator
Could I
panel.
potentially use Arcana as well, or would that be strictly spell weaving?
Ooh, you could probably use Arcana to make it a little easier on yourself for spell weaving. I'll give you that, because basically what you're going to have to do is the panel that controls the elevator is in the elevator. So you need to get the doors open, but admittedly, it's not that hard to open elevator doors when there's no power keeping them closed. So you'd have to go into the box of the elevator, open up the panel, make an Arcana check to try and figure out the electronics, or rather the Genesis powering in there. You can make electronics or Arcana for that one. And if you succeed, I would allow you to make a spell weaving roll with advantage to try and make it work so you can isolate your charm to give it a surge of power.
Okay. Anyways, I'm going to look at Primrose and say, could you open that the elevator doors for me?
Yes, and I will attempt to pry them open.
Mhm. Like I said, I don't know if you guys have ever been in an elevator with no power, but you can literally just go. So
Yep.
I've been stuck inside an elevator before.
not fun.
Shit's terrifying.
Not fun at all. I hate that shit.
Out of all of us, I would expect the person to be stuck in an elevator to be Fway.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh god. So here's the thing. It happened 5 times at the same apartment complex. Anyways,
Funny enough, I have a quick aside. I saw a video recently of some kid pissing on the buttons of an elevator. Like, I don't know why he did it, but it was going down, and so he just pissed on the buttons, and then it surged, and he got stuck in the elevator. I was like,
Oh
you
my
fucking
gosh.
that's
idiot.
what you get, asshole.
Yeah, I was like, his mom is gonna beat his ass. They have him on camera destroying this elevator.
Caught in 4K.
Not in 4K. This buttons. So,
But also,
Or
the
in this
gym
case, because it's a
actually.
security, or in this case, because it's a security camera caught in 240p.
Ah.
Oh my god. Alright, anyways, so you can begin to make your rolls if you want to try and do that.
But yeah, no, Primrose needs to open it first, or has she already opened it?
Now, you have to understand, there's no roll required.
Okay.
If Primrose walked up and went, alright, time to get ready, open with all my might, it would go boom and slam open because it has almost no resistance. Like,
I open it gently.
I will admit, I'm not the best with technology, so if anyone here would be interested in helping me with that, that'd be amazing.
I can.
Okay.
Alright, I'll handle the technical side of things. I'm assuming you're going to be doing something a little more magical, and I'll leave that to you.
Are you how familiar are you with Guido, Doctor?
Unfortunately, not very. My area of expertise never really led me to, besides maybe the odd Widelian, or what was their name again? Who's the Pillar Knight? Pillar Knight of Knowledge. Dejea. And when I was there for Dejea's first knighting, that's about my exposure to Widelian folk.
I see. Well, back in Guido, the monarchy used to employ special librarians to keep special magical things in check. I was one of those, and I still happen to have a few trinkets up my sleeve, and as Tuari says that, he's gonna pull out of his little depository. He's gonna pull out a. Hey Matt, considering what this thing is this thing practically irradiating Genesis energy, like natural?
The one thing I will say is that it's natural Genesis, which is going to be very interesting trying to hook into a system powered by magical Genesis. But yes, it very similarly, considering it's your magical conduit and considering what it is, it would almost be akin to some of the shards that they have stuffed inside of Valen right now. Just except natural. More primal.
Please don't, and also please don't tell the little slime person I have this. But yeah, it's like this large,
my lips are sealed,
stony, like it's like a garnet, and a weird, not garnet, a fire opal.
Yeah.
Just irradiates this heat. And lucky for you, I just so happen to have a little maybe potentially heart of a primordial on me, but we don't talk about that yet. I just can't wait to beat Iliasta over the head with it. Anyways.
Genevieve is looking at you very strangely.
I love how it's like, oh, I have a bomb. I can't talk about that yet.
I have
no.
a bomb. I can't talk about this yet.
I'm sorry.
No,
are you just,
if
did
you
you just
don't
casually
want to
say?
talk about...
Are you casually telling me that you're going to use the heart of what is effectively a god to power an elevator, and you want to gloss over it?
Tesso,
what in Guido, this isn't strange. We have a whole ceremony based around this thing.
If you don't want to talk about something, Tesso,
don't
bring it up.
Let's get this fucking elevator on. You people, I swear. Fuck!
No. Don't you put me in this group.
You people.
I'm sorry. Who's the one who just
I put all my baggage up front.
Okay, Casa de los Angeles.
Uh,
Are they just yelling back and forth?
the guard outside. What the fuck is going on in there?
Nat 20 on the
Uh,
tinkering, 27.
Self-manifest out
Oh,
of
that's
fucking
perfect,
nowhere.
that's perfect. Okay, so with a bit of
Just like
ease,
pulling the panel off, pulling some of the wiring out, clipping it, stripping the insulation off, twisting it a little bit with like a bobby pin in her mouth she's using to secure on and off. Just like through that conversation, the aside, she just throws Marquis a middle finger. She's messing with the wiring.
I can explain
I
everything
use 2
later
middle
as to why
fingers
I
and
have
minor
this.
illusions 2 more, bitch.
Fuck you.
just the argument going back and forth. Well, while Genevieve is deftly arguing with the others and with the other hand fixing things, you are able to change the wiring so that specifically this thing is not completely powered just by one source. In doing so, you've opened it up to multiple different energy sources. It's a little unstable, I will admit, but you've managed to pull this off with little tools and literally a bobby pin.
She
So that's pretty impressive.
puts the bobby pin back in her hair and goes, "There, Iris's first hybrid elevator. You're welcome."
I very much appreciate your engineering, Doctor.
Thank
and
you. I'm surprised I can do it myself, but it happens sometimes.
that was very impressive. You got a nat 20. I can't believe that shit.
and I can roll Arcana with advantage now, right?
You can roll Arcana. So no, here's the thing: you can roll Arcana, and then you can roll Spell Weaving at advantage because the Arcana is to see how you're going to fucking fix your trinket to fucking how you're gonna fix your trinket to actually get it to power this thing.
Oh damn! Help! Well,
here's the thing. That just means you're unsure. That means you don't get advantage on spell weaving. Now give it a shot.
I don't suppose somebody can help him with Arcana.
I mean,
Arcana?
I could.
I'm a fucking
I could.
cyborg.
I'm a fucking cyborg, bro.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, that's true. Cal and Primrose.
Nah,
both
yeah,
could.
I could also.
And so could Marquis.
Is someone helping me with spell weaving?
Oh,
Wait,
man.
Yes, Cal will apply his Grishiki
scrambling.
touch to the situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's scrambling to help.
Yeah, everyone's like, wait a minute, wait. No. Okay, anyways.
Quarry's essentially about to do the equivalent of just putting a fork in an electric socket, essentially.
Yeah, more so putting the bomb next to the fireplace, but that's fine.
You're supposed to cross blue with red, man.
He's a dog. He's colorblind.
Yeah, you now have a decent understanding of how you're going to potentially pull this off. Mainly from everyone's really good at Arcana. I will mention this, but I will say that Cal, being from Greshik, is a little bit more attuned to the natural side of things and is able to kind of click and go, well, why don't you do this and that? Whatever the case would be, your little debate. You think you have a better understanding of how you can potentially focus it for a small jolt. You can make spell weaving at advantage now.
Okay, so I rolled an 8 originally on spell weaving, so please God. Oh
no! There goes the luck.
So we roll new characters when?
No.
Soon. Very soon.
So it was your roll there.
Does the whole
Her father is
hospital
not happy.
essentially light up?
So what was your roll there, Fway?
Originally an 8. Does the whole hospital just light up or something? Because essentially took a fucking...
There's a moment where you draw your trinket closer and you channel yourself through it, and attempting your focus is not easy right now. You are in the heart of enemy territory. There are loud noises and a very hushed argument happening behind you as it's very tense. And at first, you're able to make a finite beam, almost laser precision. and as it zaps in, you immediately lose that focus and it goes haywire. In doing so, the lights for the elevator flick on, and then the lights to the nurse's station flick on, and then the lights to the upper floor kick on, and then you start to hear confused shouting and voices getting very close.
Everybody in! Everybody in now!
Yeah, the entire hospital has now gotten powered by this strange contraption and has surged.
Do you remember that scene from Monsters Inc. where the kid starts laughing and the whole city is
Oh
electric?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
essentially what happened.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Everybody in!
for a moment
Everybody
yeah,
pile in now! Fuck. Jesus.
you hear the as you've oversurged this shit.
I think I did a good job. I think.
Beggars can't be choosers. Elevator's on. Everybody in. We're going to the bottom floor, and then we're yanking that thing out. We don't want anybody fucking following us.
Yeah,
I would argue beggars should be choosers. If you're gonna beg, you better know what you want.
that's true. That's true. Regardless, the question is, who remembers the code?
I do.
Oh no!
I have it written down.
No,
I
to
actually
be
do.
fair,
I do as well.
To be fair, yeah, you all wrote it down, and I'm very, very happy for that because even then, I think because Genevieve, how long does your eidetic memory last?
For 24 hours if less for 24 hours, and generally speaking, Genevieve tends to jot these things down as quickly as she can when she gets a spare moment, and she can do so very quickly.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
Yes, it lasts for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, you have the key card, you have the code, and thankfully, because several people wrote it down, and in canon, Genevieve did write it down.
Yeah. In fact, I
there's no
actually noted it down somewhere, but was it party notes or something? I can't remember.
I think
Noted
it's in one of the channels.
It's actually
pinned.
Yes, it's in the Genesis notes channel.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Not that. Public library.
8232285 elevator passcode.
There you go.
8/21/2022 at 4:23 p.m. was knocked down.
Here we go. Yeah, notes and such. Yeah, 8232285, and we have a card.
And with that, boop 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 boop. Swipe. And the elevator begins its descent. And perfect timing, mind you, as you hear a horde of footsteps just shouting and screaming from the outside of the elevator. Thankfully, not immediately outside, but growing closer. As everyone's trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And before we continue, I think we're right at the 2-hour mark. Let's take a bio break.
Yes.
I will say this before that. Twire's gonna look at Genevieve and say, "I don't think I should try that again."
No,
Okay,
no, you shouldn't.
Okay, look, it worked. We're in the basement now. Getting out's going to be a little bit more difficult. Hopefully they had an escape route down here. I'm not going to hold this against you because everybody makes mistakes. But in the future, let's not toy around with a Primordial's heart if that is indeed what that thing is. Just for
Or at the very least, if you're carrying around a primordial heart,
let us know.
Bring it up to the group.
Tell us. Yeah. All right. Bio break. Everybody.
Actually, you know what? Flat out, just everything to everyone. If you're carrying something highly explosive and dangerous, tell us now.
Yeah, my main gripe is what with the previous my primal is better than yours taught from before. Not to cast suspicion, but I'm getting a little antsy about you carrying a Primordial's heart and the whole, like, let's revive our primals thing that's going on right now.
Also, by the way, Ditto.
Hey,
Ditto has arrived.
Dit is here. Didn't that? Yeah. So yes, it's just like, I don't express suspicion just yet, but I want you to know this does not put you in a good light, what with the primal awakening cult we are currently in contention with. Just saying. Anyway,
Spencer, you're telling me you have the heart of a thing that can fight the thing that is trying to be resurrected.
I'm assuming it's the Earth Father or whatever the heck he's supposed to be. Going by Tuara's release. Anyway, bio break time. Everybody, stand up, stretch, get a drink, go to the potty, grab a snack if you wanna. We'll be right back.
Go. Let's call with the classmate.
It's always weird when Lynn leaves because
And we're back. Unfortunately, Doku's player had to go. They have some real life issues to deal with. Nothing too urgent, just, everyday stuff. They did make sure to remind us that if Doku is ever needed, we have his sheet, and that if it involves poison, he's very good at it.
I'm very good at it. It's so weird seeing the fucking penthouse, like without Doku's fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
man.
really glad
It
that
looks very empty.
well, that
I
you have
can't believe you
legs.
took away our
This
penthouse
would be
again.
really awkward if you
Well,
didn't.
That's true. You are correct, Ditto. Anyways, Eugene was in the elevator, but he just climbs out from the ceiling. Hey guys.
Hey
Hey
guys.
guys, Eugene here.
Hey
Why does that
guys,
sound
Gene.
familiar?
Vsauce.
Hey guys, Vsauce.
Oh, Vsauce.
Vsauce, Michael here. Where are your fingers?
That's
Anyway.
a good question.
Vsauce. Michael.
Anyways,
Do you want to see my toys?
you descend in the elevator, and
Primrose, the fuck you just... I'm sorry, I just processed that.
Huh?
anyways, descending in the elevator, you are riding lower and lower and lower. It seems like it's going to go on forever until eventually forever meets its end, and you are at what you can only assume to be the bottom floor, the sub basement of the Greiger Family Hospital. Making your way as the doors part open, it's very eerie for you, Genevieve. The place is almost pristine. Almost. Papers are scattered. There's quite a bit of disarray, but it seems like that this place never got cleaned up. That this place, for lack of a better term, looks almost perfect. Except for some pretty noticeable things. In particular, the blood on the floor. Dried, very dried, and some shattered glass. The rooms you passed before when you were here in the vision, or rather when you slipped back in time, while the technology is there and the lights are on overhead, the glass that was separating some of these experiment rooms are no longer there. They're either... Oh, was it? I thought that was Ditto. It was not. It was it was her sister. I forget that they sound similar. Replaced with broken shards of what was once there. But in a weird sense, Genevieve, you coming down here brings back a familiarity that you haven't felt for many years. You worked at least partially in the night program, but I don't believe ever gained access to this place, the sub basement. Not to my knowledge, anyways. And is my memory failing me, Genevieve?
Sorry, could you repeat that? I was pulled away for a second.
No, it's all good. Entering this place, you are feeling familiar, but I don't recall if Genevieve in her youth ever worked in the Greiger sub-basement.
She was part of the original knighting programs, but not the pillar knighting program. I believe at least sometime she would have possibly accompanied Harmus here on a couple of occasions. But she didn't work out of here. This was not her primary workplace, just like it wasn't Donnie's primary workplace. So both of us at the very least visited and shared notes and progress reports with the other scientists working down here. and checked in on how the subjects were coming along. She was, however, still just Harmless's apprentice, and was not one of the chief researchers, and was not in constant contact with the potential candidates.
Makes sense.
She was in contact with them enough to pity them, and hated every time she came down here and saw what exactly they were doing to the kids.
Regardless, that would make it even better. Because even though your vision is clouded, now that the lights are on, and with scattered documents and some... Honestly, were it not for the main office area, the glass cubicles and the testing stations that have all been shattered, it would almost look pretty pristine. It's not filthy by any means, though a thick layer of dust has absolutely accumulated over the years. Abandoned experiments and old machinery, nothing human or anything like that, but just a cursory glance around this place, it definitely would make you feel nostalgic, maybe not in a good way. But you are all here for a mission, and if you would all like to make an investigation check, you absolutely can. Check around for some of the equipment that you need. Genevieve,
Oh
feel
shit,
free-
natural 20.
Okay, well, hey, there we go. God, guys, come on.
Here's the thing.
Duality of
so
man.
so one of the things that you might want to look into, and again, this is me being like, yeah, we should do this, is look for doing like checks with like multiple successes that required, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That would be
In
a good
fact, he takes away my net 20. Do that again, Twar.
again. No. But no, everybody, you can investigate. Genevieve, you've already investigated, obviously, there, Twari. But Genevieve, you can make it at advantage because you are familiar with this lab, at least to some extent.
Hey, Genevieve, you also want to roll nat 20?
Well, I can deal with a 17.
Aldan will abstain from this. He's feeling kind of skittish around all this.
Yeah, the
Frankly,
last time
very
you-
daunting
Yeah.
looking tech.
Yeah, the last time you were all here was in a vision, rather, or at least previous history, where it was definitely something.
Twar was here in a previous non-canon life, but yeah.
in a second life. Yeah, Twara, you would have never been here before. Regardless, Twara, while you're looking, you don't really necessarily, and this is the thing, Genevieve, I'll start with you, actually, because you knew what you're looking for, and that 17 is more than enough to actually find it. In fact, because Twara was looking, you found something else, and I'll get to that.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Um,
really?
What was everyone else's rolls?
I got a 6.
Yikes.
I'll roll 2.
I will as well. I'm actually proficient in investigation.
Rolls in that one.
I got I got a 17.
That's good.
I got a 6. Also.
Okay. you and you
Oh.
share. All good. Oh,
Both
that being
looking
said,
at the same thing that turns out to be nothing.
yeah, you're just both looking like, I wonder what that broom was for. Like,
You wonder what was what
that broom was for, staring at the broom in the corner. The broom.
Oh, I thought you said Roomba. I was like, I wonder what that Roomba was for.
I mean, similar purposes.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Regardless, though, there is a moment, both Genevieve and Primrose, while you are searching through the tech, both of you have a general idea what you're looking for. And Genevieve, you don't start to find it, at least in a normal sense. What you do find is at least a, how do I put this? You find in these research stations, this area was literally just a giant layout of glass cubicles where multiple scientists would perform multiple different tests trying to figure out what they were going to be doing, all working for the night program, trying to make it work. None of the technology here, at least, really in this area has what you need. At least not here. But then you remember the back office. And the back office being where Torrin Locke, the director of the program, kept his most successful test subjects. Also, the more high-tech equipment, the more up and end, the sublab of the sublab, basically. And as you step over dried blood and shattered doors, they clearly did not clean up after uh, Dr. Worf and his uprising. Though this is the first time you've ever been here, it's a little strange to think that Dr. Luck, who was, for all of himself, a middle aged half elf, very skinny, small man, causing devastation like this. I mean, all the glass is shattered, most of the things are kind of pushed to the side. And while it looks clean in here, at least in the sense of there's no broken panels, it's nothing has actually fallen apart. Everything has just been shoved. It's been junted, it's been turned upside down. It's strange. It's almost as if chaos came to a pristine building. And as you step in, you bear witness to a few things. Most of Torrin Locke's and research material is there still. His laboratory equipment, his personal computer, and the 10 capsules, or the coffins rather, as they became known as, behind thick glass, all positioned in a line at the back of it. They're all still there. But upon looking, and with Primrose's help, you both inevitably find what you're looking for. That being a strange gem cutting machine. Or at least what it looks like at first. It's a strange apparatus, but it primarily allows you to see the inner workings of a Genesis powered construct, whatever it may be. It's what they used for the Clockwork Army. It was something that you're very used to.
Hmm.
Now, Tuare, you find something different.
Me?
There's something amidst all the rubble, I should say. It's not really rubble, but amidst the broken glass and the upturned tables, while Eugene and Marquis are very intently inspecting the broom. um,
What a strange broom. Yes, quite.
Now you find
Mhm.
buried under flipped gurneys and desks something metallic, something
Metallica.
metallic. No, something solid. And as you begin to dig, you find a robotic hand, and then an arm, and then a torso, until eventually, as you continue digging, and you find this full humanoid figure, at least built to look like one.
Does this look like a familiar? Does this look familiar to me at all?
No, not at first glance. It it definitely isn't like anything you've ever seen, but it's definitely almost kind of got the makeup of a golem. At least from first look. It's trying to find
Essentially, essentially, what I was trying to ask is, does this remind him of like I think her name was Aurelia?
Aurelia. Oh, in a strange way, yes. It's
And that leads to my second question: is this Aurelia? Is this like a
no,
diva?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no. This wouldn't be Lazarus's puppet. It almost looks much more akin to an exoskeleton, I guess I should say. It's like almost like framework. Imagine if you took Primrose's armor and you stripped down the sleek components and gave it kind of almost like muscle fibers. It looks much more humanoid, if anything. But at this current juncture, it doesn't seem alive, if that makes sense.
Do
It
I
doesn't seem alive, or it
see-
does see it.
It doesn't seem like it's active.
Well,
do I see
this-
Tuari like uncovering this?
You probably would have if you'd be more happy to turn your attention to that.
Well, I didn't expect to
Yeah.
find the body, but body found.
Tuari. Why did I just go into my Siren voice? Tuari.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take your Siren cosplay off. The next season isn't for you.
The next season isn't here yet, bro. Stop it.
God damn it. Tuari, could you I'm just curious, could you turn over that torso bit? I want to see
No.
what
Mm.
the base of its head looks like.
Using my 4 little armies, I'll do exactly that.
Now, does the back of its like torso and neck and head region look similar to what Genevieve had found on my suit?
As you go to shift this
Oh no.
cyborg, I guess I should say. Android. As you begin, lights begin to flicker on its face.
Oh no.
A red glow begins, and in its mouth, in its eyes, it's definitely not all there, and that red fades to more of a violet, more of a purple, and then its attention snaps to you, and then jutting from its arms immediately towards you, Tuare. I'm literally making a surprise
Tuari, be careful.
blades jut from its forearms, and everybody can roll for initiative.
Wow.
Whoa, who could have saw
What
this
is
coming?
the...
I cast Shut Off.
I can't turn off. I remove his batteries.
No, yeah, can I make a quick sleight of hand to remove his battery?
No,
I
you cannot
cast.
believe.
I cast Factory Reset.
I cast EMP Field.
Oh man. Anyways, I have to roll, and which I will do that right now, because it made 2 attacks at you.
21 on initiative.
I take it,
we have.
Why is your initiative? Why does it always say a
I
6 on my screen?
I don't
Wait.
know.
Why did you roll a
technically
natural
rolled a
20, but it's a
26.
6?
Yeah, that's
I
I
exactly.
don't know
think-
why it says that.
I think it's because.
I think Cal has. Would Cal have to roll initiative too?
Oh.
I mean, he probably would have like wandered off elsewhere and a lot
Wait, why am I
just
getting
kind of looking around.
I mean,
Wait, why is this heading?
Oh, are you rolling with disadvantage on your initiative somehow?
Oh, I don't know why.
Because it says there, it says 1d20, 1d20, keep 1. Which means
Yeah. No, I'm seeing that. I don't know why I'd be rolling disadvantage on my initiative. I
How the
didn't set
hell
it
did
to
that
that.
happen?
I don't
Roll
know.
20. Also,
Well,
Cal,
so gotta-
Cal can if he wants. Anybody who's involved in the fight can. And mainly, the people who are in there are because
But you know,
the
I
wolf
guess
body was found would be Eugene, Marquis, Primrose, and Tuare. and Genevieve would not be very far off.
Right, that's
Cal
me.
would
You're
be in
probably
the,
wondering how I got into this situation.
Which reminds me.
Oh, what does this remind you?
Twar, quick question.
Yeah.
Does an 18 hit you?
Actually, I do not know. Oh yeah, damn 16. Yeah, my AC 16. Yeah, that does hit.
Okay, good. Well, then the second one just misses. Jutting quickly are these blades that rocket out from this thing's forearms, and in doing so, go to puncture you. And as it does, it cuts across, and the second one just misses. Literally, it just missed right past your neck, but the other one embeds itself into your shoulder, and you take 7 psychic damage.
God damn it! Do you know how much time it takes from this fucking chitin to grow back?
Well, what's really funny is that as the blades pierce you, and the creature, or rather the robot, is blasted with this thing, and it rips its blade from you, there's no physical wound.
Well, I don't have to worry about
I think I know what this is.
Okay.
Did it hurt?
that. Okay, but yeah, no 7 damage.
7 damage.
Okay, and all right.
Alrighty, now with the initiative order, I just want to check and see.
I put 2 cards face down, bro, when I end my turn.
Oh, good. Good.
Goldfish. Go fish.
There we go. Let me just do.
Yahtzee.
Here we are. I have to get the Roll20 up because I'm not using it for this, but, I still be checking. I like to read your initiatives from there. Oh my god, everything signed me out of everything. That's fine. Just give me everyone's initiative and I'll go down the order.
I got a 21.
26.
Oh my goodness.
16.
And
Genevieve.
Cal's probably wandered off a little farther away from this, so he will not be in initiative.
And then Genevieve
Is
got
that just
9.
because you rolled a natural one, Jake?
Well, presumably he would have. Presumably he's not paying attention.
That's fair.
What did you get, Eugene? I didn't catch it.
I got an 8.
Oh my goodness.
Genevieve got a 9.
Oh my god. All right, there we go. And Prim. There you go. All good. Alrighty. Now we can go into normal initiative order. Marquis, you are first.
Okay,
The key of Mark.
let's see. Oh man. You know what would really suck? Shatter.
Jesus Christ.
Because
Why do
that
you
does
wanna use
double
this?
damage to, or doesn't do double damage to a construct. The construct gets disadvantage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's also gonna hurt me, and I don't.
Not it. Nope.
Uh,
Nope. Because the thing is, the range is 60 feet. The target is a point of my choice within range. I can make it so that you aren't in it.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. Never mind. We're good. We're good. And stop.
Shatter.
Go for it.
Give me a con save. Disadvantage. DC 15. 15.
Let's see.
Shatter.
You really like this spell, huh?
It
Shatter
is
is a
my
great
main
spell.
damaging spell.
Yeah, of all the things Marquis has, his biggest one is going clap and shattering.
Top G coming through.
All
I
right.
need to track down a video to show off to you guys of what I imagine like Marquis' little clapping for shatter is.
Well, I absolutely it failed because I rolled a nat 1 and I'm not even gonna
11
roll another one.
points of damage.
Ouch. All right.
That's my turn.
Oh, good. All right. I love androids because I can split between my dice and my notes. Very good. Apparently that's
Interesting.
not true. Alrighty then. Twari, it's your go.
Boris punched the fuck out of.
Have you summoned Boris?
Yes, it takes a bonus action to summon Boris.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
So
Summon Boris and then throw down the punch.
I'm gonna fucking summon my stand, fucking Boris. And I don't have a separate thing for him, so it is 20 d20 plus 5 right now. Damn. Okay, well that doesn't hit.
What did you get?
A 7.
Oh yeah, no, that does not hit.
I mean, I target its touch AC. Wrong system.
I mean, is it currently prone?
That's actually a
Actually,
good question.
yeah, so the way that it came up and the way that it sprung to life, it hasn't actually gotten up completely yet. It stabbed Tware
Well,
with
you
the
get
surprise
advantage
round.
from
So
that.
yeah, it is. Yeah, you do get advantage while it has not stood up yet.
Okay, I guess I'm trying this again. Let me pull up that, and not much better.
What did you get?
10.
Well, you
I
tried.
missed my big numbers in Pathfinder.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Boris panicking in this room and suddenly not even panicking, rather, you panic summon Boris if you've just been stabbed by seemingly nothing and your brain hurty as the blade pierces in and it then deftly moves around the stone giant's fist. Or rather the stone golem's fist, and then it goes to its turn, and in doing so it reaches, mind you, I should have explained this thing is clothed. It definitely, admittedly its clothes are a little tattered and worn from age, but it did have on a belt, and even then, reaching down towards its leg as it comes up to you, Tuare, seeing Boris take a swing at you, it's still locked on to you. It reaches down towards its leg, a compartment opens in the side of it, and it pulls out a handgun. It points it at you.
Excuse
me? Yeah.
There's guns everywhere.
Guns are very common.
I mean, I know guns are everywhere, but why the fuck does this robot just like fucking stick them up, put them up?
That's all good. It got a 16, so that is
that directly hits my AC.
Firing away. Oh my god! Okay, thank God it wasn't max, but blasting into you with its pistol. It loads up and pops you right in the stomach. That's 10 damage.
Kill him.
Yeah, he shot you, and then he climbs to his feet at that point. Well, he would have already done so because he pulled out the fucking gun after shooting you. He'll just kind of spring up and climb up against. Basically, you have him cornered. But with the gun pointed at you, he then turns and points it over at Primrose. But that's its turn. Can't make another attack for now.
You stupid panicking animal! What the fuck?
Yeah, shot in the stomach, stabbed. Primrose, it's your turn.
Okay. So I was investigating with Genevieve. How far away is this thing from me?
You probably, well, you remember you were up there with you were up there again with, like, basically when Twari found this thing, you were there looking and asking him to pull it over. So I assumed you were probably within range of just like walking distance. You probably weren't super far away.
Yeah.
My brain go. My everything hurty now.
My everything hurty. Oh no.
It's just got shot. Oh,
Okay.
I get stabbed technically, and then I get shot. Thank you, Android. Very cool.
All right. So I am already within range. I am gonna look at this thing first of all and say, "What are you?" And then I'm going to cast Magic Weapon with a bonus action on my 2 blades, and use, because I have the Martial Adept feat, I'm going to use the battle maneuver Distracting Strike as I hit this thing. So
and what
first
does
off,
that
I'm going
do?
to try to see if I hit it. Oh, Distracting Strike. If it hits, you can expend 1 superiority die to distract the creature, giving your allies an opening. You add the superiority die to the attack's damage roll. The next attack roll against the target by an attacker other than you has advantage.
So the next person who hits gets an advantage on the strike. All right.
Yep.
Oh, make your attack.
Yep. There's 1 hit.
How much
There's
does it
2.
do?
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit.
Okay, and the other one was a 24, so they both hit.
Oh yeah,
Kick
absolutely.
its ass. Kick its ass.
Yeah. Now the thing is, as your first strike lands, rather it's about to, you see his body glow. As with the reaction, he casts shield,
Oh,
and
motherfuck.
his a purple aura coats him, and he raises the thing raises its arm, and boom, your energy blade deflects off. But your second strike that you follow up with lands true and cleaves, boom, shatter. You hear this glass breaking sound as you knock through its shield and crack into it. So roll damage for the second one.
The second one's damage is an 8 plus the superiority die, which is a.
I believe it's just a D6 at beginning.
Superiority dies are
D4
Or
at
they
the
I
beginning.
D8s?
think
Oh, they're
I-
D4s at the beginning.
At least
On
in
mine,
normal.
it says it's a D6, but I only
Yeah.
get 1.
I think for normal
Oh,
battle
okay.
masters, it's D4. It's at the beginning.
Yeah.
no, I think a normal battle master higher. Yeah.
I think
But
it's a
this is the
D8.
martial adept feat, not the actual
Yeah, that's
class.
the martial adept.
Right.
feat.
Yeah. The martial adept feat is I think a 6, but like a normal superiority die is like
A D8.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
regardless,
it's
I rolled a
high.
1 on the D6, so that's
Well,
9 damage.
And as a slight aside,
And,
I dropped something in Tavern menu.
Oh my
God
god.
damn it.
Marquand. God damn it. Top Hat G coming through. Make way for the Marquand.
I can't
Right.
believe.
Damn it.
Top G coming through. Top G.
Hat G. God fucking damn it.
Right.
You're welcome.
So yes, you can add the D6 as well.
Yeah, that's a 9 total for damage.
Still not bad. Damage is damage. Sounds good. Well, then we move on to the next person in the initiative order, which would be Genevieve. Now, Genevieve, I know you have a gun.
I do, in fact, have a gun.
You do, in
Yeah,
fact, have a gun.
whatever the fuck.
Now, there's
And you
one.
would have heard from the other room.
There's one problem. We've already wrecked one lab. Genevieve doesn't particularly feel like wrecking the last decent bit of equipment we have a possibility of.
You
Okay,
should have
so
said
also I
something
just realized
before I cast Shatter.
Shatter! Yeah!
Oh, I'm sorry. You just off the gun before I had a chance just fucking blew up a hallway.
Do you think firing that gun could have alerted the guards? I
You
think
guys-
I'm all the way down here.
We are in like a sub basement
Yeah,
of
I
a
was
sub
gonna say-
basement of a sub basement.
I'm still. I'm
as
just
you-
thinking that it could have happened.
As evil as I am, it wouldn't be fair to do that. No.
Okay, good. It's padded.
You're also in the ground. Yes, okay. But anyway,
We are in a sub basement of a sub basement of a
No.
sub basement. We could
Yes.
scream and no one would hear us.
And do you know what's under the sub? And do you
Nobody
know
can
why?
hear you scream, Toire. Nobody.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you know why it's called the sub basement? Because there's also a dom basement. Anyways.
I
Stop
knew you
it. The Dom basement's on top. Anyways, so
Then there's the
Okay.
Saddam basement.
The Saddam basement.
Ben Salam. Okay, we're gonna get distracted. Okay, so what are you doing specifically, Genevieve? I presume because getting in to not Harmus's lab, Locke's personal laboratory and his office down here, it's not very far. It was literally sealed off by one door, which no
Mhm.
longer exists because it was blasted. And the doors are actually sitting on the floor facing outwards.
Rather than attempt to shoot it from here and risk ricochets in this tight hole, the potential ruination of very useful lab equipment, which we may or may not have access to for much longer, she's going to stride up, get a view of the mechanical soldier. I'm guessing this, not quite the clockwork soldiers of yore, but something a little more. I'm almost picturing like a crisis suit.
Yeah, that's actually probably a pretty good way to put it. For lack of a
Man.
better term, this would be a Warforged, but you guys have never seen a Warforged. They don't really
Yeah.
exist here.
I'm going to utilize one of my uses of dark knowledge. I assume this is going to be either like, to know about this would be something like Arcana or Tinkering.
You could make a case for either one. I will allow both, considering the nature of this thing.
Maybe
13.
tinkering. Maybe.
What would you say this thing's CR is?
Giving it a CR would be a little bit difficult. I would say
Well,
probably.
The DC for this check is 10 plus the creature's CR. Does a 13 pass that?
Oh yeah, that passes it. That would pass.
Okay. In that case, she is able to use Essence, in which case she scans the creature or the construct for a moment, looks it over for potential weak points, and then makes sure to point those out to the group. So for the rest of the fight against this thing, you guys have a +1 to your attacks against it.
So whoever hits it next gets a +1 and advantage. Good. All right. Will that be your turn?
That will be my turn, yes.
Good. Well, then we go to Eugene. Eugene, there's a gun-toting, laser sword-holding robot in front of you, and they just stabbed and shot Tuare.
I'm in pain.
And I have a +1 and advantage to hit it, right?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Can I in all my hubris cast a level 2 witch bolt at this guy?
You absolutely could.
It might be unnecessary, but I want to do it anyways. Oh my god. So that's a 14 to hit, I guess.
You were 1 under. This thing's AC is 15.
Oh my god. Anyways.
What does that include the +1 Genevieve literally just gave you?
That already.
Yes, that does include
Oh
the
god
+1.
damn it!
Damn it.
Ripperoni.
Yeah, the bolt strikes and then it hits its metallic body and just arcs off. It like zaps the wall.
There's sparks flying everywhere, and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I jinxed myself by saying hubris. Now I failed.
Now I said
Anyways,
I have met hubris. Jean crying. It goes back to the top here with Marquis.
I'm
Hi.
gonna blame Marquis for throwing off my aim.
How's it going? Oh! You want me to throw off your aim? Okay.
No, you did. You did.
Okay,
Oh my
great.
God.
I snapped my
I'm
finger
going-
and I'm going to blind everyone.
God damn
Oh my
it.
god.
No, specifically, I'm going to be blinding just the construct.
That's fair.
Give me a con save.
Yep. And the DC to beat was 15.
Yep.
Oh, that is a nat 20 on top
Okay.
of the +2 it has. So it does make the save.
So it blinds
I
me.
am going to be using Spark of Creativity to give it a -1d4 to all of its its next attack, save, and check.
Okay, and how long does that? It's just one.
It is 2 times actually.
Oh, good. Okay, now does that apply immediately?
Yes.
Okay.
Its
I won't-
next attack, saving throw, or check is reduced by 1d4 2 times.
Okay, that's totally fine. I won't count this Constitution roll because even if that D4 crit or hit max, it still wouldn't work, and I would hate for you to waste it.
No.
Oh, it's just
No,
not
no.
this one. It's
Yeah,
now.
no. This is my bonus action to do.
Okay, I thought for
Yeah.
some reason that it activated now that he made a save, but no bonus action. Okay, that's
No. It's
Okay.
next.
next one. Okay, makes sense. Tuare, it's your go.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm mad. I'm angry.
Actually, wait, did the construct go last round?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, shot Tuare.
I was thinking it was a different initiative. Okay, never mind.
No. This thing got a round off because it had a surprise round on Tuare. It goes after Tuare, actually.
Okay.
Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. I hate. Oh wait, 15. 15 right on the dot.
You hit it. Good. Except shield is not up. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, shield goes until their next turn, doesn't it? Or is it just that round? I don't remember. Shield goes up
That's
until
a
their next turn.
reaction that stays up, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it stays up until their
your
next.
next turn.
So you
So-
actually need a 20 to hit Tuare.
Fucking cocksucking bitch. Anyway.
Primrose was able to break it, but it did come back. Yeah, can you imagine? Tuare's like, "Oh, Boris, please!" And it's like, dink. It's just not working.
I'm going to make a fucking rug out of you. Anyways, that'll end my turn.
That's fair.
Actually, wait, no, I got sippies. I forgot. I got sippies. It's been
Make a
so long
rug out
since
of this guy.
it's been so long since I used this fucking character sheet. I forgot. I have something.
What do you have?
It's another one of my trinkets I have. Let me pull up the exact things. I just
Another
know
bomb.
Another bomb.
Yeah, no, I throw the heart at him, Matt. How much does the explosion do, Joe?
It does so much,
cast
ends the
tap.
We
campaign.
all die.
No, I won't kill it. I wouldn't want to do
The
anything like that.
epilogue is going to be Iris falling out of the sky.
Oh man.
I didn't. But yeah, I'm gonna use my wait. Oh, never mind. I can't do it. It's a fucking action. Never mind. Yeah, that does in my turn.
Oh damn. Okay.
I was gonna heal myself for a bit of HP, but fuck this robot, man. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, no, this thing's just doing its thing.
I'm suing it in court.
Sue as much as you want. But
I'm
How
suing
much do you want? He won't show up.
Yeah.
that's true. I'm not showing up. He just doesn't show up to the court case, mainly because he's trying to kill you. Anyways, it gets to its turn, and once again, Boris smacks this thing, and even though he hits him, it doesn't break through. He doesn't even really seem to react as the fist slams into his body, and in doing so, he springboards himself backwards with the weight of Boris's punch, then jumps into the air and pulls out his blades and then springs forward in an attempt to hit Boris now. Considering he sees you as a non-threat. Like Boris's AC, that's 2 attacks.
let me pull up his shit again. It's
Also, I'll be right back real quick.
Okay.
Mhm. Also, I just realized.
nah, it's been so long in fucking combat that I forgot that Boris could have actually taken those hits for me. God damn it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Say
Well,
something,
now
Jim?
you remember at least.
Yeah, what were you
Also,
saying, Jim?
this thing actually took 10 total damage from me, not 9, because I forgot that magic weapon also makes
Gives it a
you do,
+1.
yeah, to
Yep,
attack rolls and damage rolls. So that's actually 10 damage,
that's true.
but semantics.
Also, do keep in mind now, from here on out, for the rest of the fight, everyone gets a +1 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, the question here, I should say, Tori, is does a 21 hit?
The 21 hits Boris, yeah.
Okay, then they both hit. That is Boris will take. That is 7, and that is 4 plus 5 plus 5. Damn, that actually was a pretty solid hit for both attacks. Boris will take. Man, I wish I was good at math, bro. 21 damage.
Quick question: what type of damage is it?
Psychic damage.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Boris is an automaton, a construct that literally enacts my own fucking will.
That psychic damage doesn't affect constructs, does it?
No, it does, but Boris is immune to that.
All right, die for turn.
So yes, but actually no.
So yes, but actually no. Well, the thing
I'm
lands its
serious.
blade.
Boris has an int of 3.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so these blades dig into Boris, and then the construct kind of crooks its head and springs himself off of Boris as realizing it seemingly had no effect.
Boris is dumb as a rock.
Boris is literally dumb as a rock. He should have went for Tuare, but he didn't know any better. It goes to Prim here.
Who
This
could
thing
be
is
it?
clutched, by the way.
Suka blit.
I'm just going to hit it again twice with my blades, since I did that last time. Okay. All right. So she slashing again twice with her blades, one in each hand. Does a 21 hit, even though it has the shield?
The shield went down last turn. It hits.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah. So the first one hits, but the second one doesn't because that's a 10. So yeah. No, actually, no, it still wouldn't hit.
Yeah, no, you need a 15 to hit this thing.
Yeah. And then I'll do this plus the one from magic weapon. That's 5 damage.
Huh. Okay.
She has
Is
a
that
very
everything?
concerned look on her face, just kind of like seeing this thing kind of cyborgy. She's just like worried.
Genevieve, it goes to you then.
Okay. I'll continue striding forward now. This time, I think close enough to draw knife. Drawing a knife. Unfortunately, that will not.
Well, I
go through,
mean-
so she's not going to get the extra 1d6. Unfortunate. 12 will not hit. As she, now that she's in a lab, she's finally able to probably replenish a few of these. So she just picks one out of her coat and wings it at the automaton. And that's her turn.
Throw, dink. And then we go to Eugene. Eugene, this thing is not looking good anyways. I will say that last turn, it was prior to getting smacked around, it was already bloodied. So it's sparking a little bit. It's not looking too good.
I'm just gonna shoot it with my gun.
Shoot it
I'm
with
gonna-
your gun.
I'm gonna kill it.
Okay, so that's a natural 20.
Oh Jesus!
I didn't mean to roll
Oh!
advantage, but it's
Good
the first
job.
roll.
Oh
anyway.
wow.
So I did want to mention, Ditto, do you have how much damage does your gun do?
Well, okay, so it's not actually a gun. I pull out a gun, it's empty, and that's just how I cast Firebolt. I just think it's cool.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was about to say if you have an actual gun, that's like 2d6. Either way.
No, it's actually just 1d10.
That's
So that's 9 points of damage.
and is that doubled?
Yeah, it's already done.
Okay.
It's already
Well,
doubled.
yeah, so I rolled
Yeah,
a 3
because-
and
because-
then a 6.
Yeah, because roll 20 automatically.
Oh, it automatically does it. Well, either way, in doing so, because you've landed in that 20, and that's very good, and I like to reward nice little bits. There we go. Sorry. Your shot, because mind you, when you fire, this thing has just skidded to a stop, and everyone else is jumping on this thing. And then the little tiny scalpel that Genevieve yanked at it, it dinked it, and it kind of looked confused for a minute, and it was distracted. And as it was distracted, your firebolt went boom straight into the side of this thing's temple, and it staggers and goes down to a knee. It's technically prone for the rest of this.
Oh. See, the first time the shatter kind of threw me off, I'm not gonna lie, but now that it's kind of calmed down, we're all good. Anyways, that's all.
See, I'm cool now. And as it takes a knee, I will say this. The eyes on this thing, they were kind of flickering. They were going red, purple, and as you began to hurt this thing a little more, the red started to subside, and it was that shot from Jean into the side of its temple as the thing drops to a knee and staggers down. It shakes its head, and the red fades, and it almost blinks, and the purple completely overtakes what was once there in its anger, and now the thing looks more confused, if anything. And I will drop my control of this character now.
No,
Jake,
you won't.
Jake, you can have your character now.
I
Now,
thought as much. I thought.
now, as this construct kneels before you all, and as it kind of is idle for a moment, it'll kind of turn its head up slightly, and it'll finally speak, and in a kind of almost, I want to say, text-to-speech kind of voice, it says, "Power critical, power critical.
I cannot
Require
believe this.
recharge. Require maintenance."
Are you telling me we need to
Fuck you, no,
give it
no
back?
What?
recharge,
I can't
no
believe this.
maintenance, you're dead.
I fire my gun.
I order
Status
Hit him
more
again.
Kill
critical.
it.
Put it out of its misery.
Exterminate.
Status critical.
Exterminate! Exterminate!
Roger.
Okay.
Seriously.
And it kind of bleats this out at somewhat regular intervals as it's kind of idling, I suppose.
Maybe stops. Or she's like, already halfway into her code for another scalpel. It stops. Looks at. Steps forward a little bit, and then. You recognize my voice.
Frey, would I recognize Genevieve's voice at all?
Actually, I may have phrased that badly. What I'm not trying to fish for is whether or not I know this thing. What I'm trying to do is see whether or not it comprehends me.
Yeah. I will actually say though, if you want, considering your state right now, that could have a double meaning. And for that reason, I would actually even potentially allow, I would make it I don't want to say
Roll.
his. I wouldn't even say int. I'd almost say charisma. I would let you make a charisma check to try and see if there was anything you could link this voice familiar to, and subsequently you can just respond in kind normally. This is just to actually see if you recognize Genevieve. Make a charisma check, just to check.
Hello.
Jake,
Hello.
did you die?
Oh no, I was thinking that was the charisma check for Genevieve, but yeah, I can roll it.
From you.
No, that's for
I
you.
thought
Yeah, no, my bad. I should have clarified. Genevieve is asking you the question, do you recognize my voice? This is up to Kaladin. Yeah, what she means is, can you understand what I'm saying? But you can take this in a completely different light. And so because of that, Cabal can
Oh, yeah.
make a roll for a charisma
Yes.
check on you to just see if they get a deeper meaning behind that. But either way.
As you speak to this construct, it'll just side-eye you and then turn its head in kind of a almost unnaturally fluid manner and look you right in the eyes. And it kind of processes your face for a moment. We're kind of sitting up a bit, speaking. Dear Genevieve Valentine, you are a traitor to Iris and are hereby sentenced to death.
Oh,
Alright, I'm gonna
shit.
do it again. I cock my,
She crosses her arms and
I,
says,
I cock my gun.
She crosses her arms, says, "Is your directive to carry out this execution?"
My directive is classified.
Genevieve, why are you hesitating? Destroy it.
I'm not hesitating. This thing is intelligent.
Many things are intelligent while also being deadly.
And we've subdued it.
I want to
Correct.
shoot it again.
We've subdued it. I don't know about you, but I don't like killing. I only keep it as a necessity.
Well,
Here's the
I
thing.
don't like so either,
That's
but
a
do you
robot.
trust this?
That's a robot!
Yes, and
It's a
we're
machine.
accompanied,
It was designed to kill.
and we are accompanied by a Eugene.
missed.
We're accompanied by a Eugene. We're accompanied by a person with a parasitic set of armor, a living slime monster, Tessotoire with his Boris Golem, and
Angelic.
Marquis.
And
Also
That's
Doku.
a robot.
Also Doku.
That's a-
You're telling me this is...
I
you're
don't
telling-
see this as killing.
I do.
Okay, that's neat.
Having worked in having been observant to many of these projects, maybe my definition of life is a little looser than you guys, but killing this would be completely unnecessary. We subdued it. Cool
Here's
your
the
jets.
thing, right? It came out here and it was like, I'm going to kill Genevieve.
I actually, Marquis, I understand her view on this, but I'm not
No,
Genevieve.
I
So
understand
I'm
your
going to turn
view
to this
too.
machine and say, "Are you going to kill us?"
I'm not Genevieve. Loads gun.
No, here's the thing. I understand your view too. But if it's a matter of us or dying,
Is it?
I choose us.
Is it currently attacking me? No. Calm down.
It's waiting for an opportunity.
Protocol
Maybe if
dictates
it does
action.
try to kill her, we should just let it.
Fire. And then it goes back to the bleeding of require maintenance. Require maintenance.
Okay,
I'm going
so it's
to-
only not attacking us because it's broken. If we fix it, it'll kill us.
It's a better idea. I'm going to walk around the back of it. Do I see a power source of any sort?
You know, for someone who's so suspicious of everything, you're so willing to throw your life away. I'm gonna leave and go explore elsewhere.
That's fair. I'm gonna get out of here.
Excuse me
as
for trying
much-
to
All this
salvage-
time.
Excuse me for trying to salvage something good out of the fucking trash fire that is the city.
Ain't that the truth? Regardless, as Marquis
Damn.
goes, I don't want to get shot, and leaves. Under very Marquis response, by the way.
I'll go with. I want to leave too.
You can go with.
I will say Caldan has finally taken note of the ruckus has come on his room, and then it's just gone. What the hell is happening? What the hell is that thing?
There's this robot
Yeah.
here that talks suspiciously like you. Yes. But yes, the
Magnificent, aren't they?
yes. But Matt, do I see like an obvious power supply or anything, or even just like a switch?
It's not really an off switch, but you can go ahead and make a tinkering check to try and get a better understanding of it.
21.
There's no, how do I put this? I upon inspecting this thing, it's kneeling, it's sparking. There is no power supply, but upon closer inspection, especially with the damage that's in there, you realize that in its head is rather the power supply is there, but there's no off switch. There's an internal power supply in the base of his chest, but at least in his spine, almost similar to how where the knights have their crystals installed, right above where his shoulder blades would be. But that's not the more pressing thing you notice with that roll. In particular, there's a brain in that construct.
Well, solved our dilemma.
Um,
Literally a brain in this thing. Please don't kill it.
He's just gonna yell, "I told you so" from down the hall, bro.
I told you so.
No, you
as,
didn't.
as you say that,
What?
No,
As-
you didn't.
Eugene,
As-
gatekeep, gaslight.
Gatekeep, gaslight, Eugene,
No, Gene.
boss.
Yeah, Gene, gatekeep, gaslight. Fucking. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
God damn it.
slay.
as
Yeah.
you say, upside the donut, there's a brain in there. Cabal kind of sits up a bit and says, "This unit does not have an organic processor."
I see otherwise.
Could it be confused?
It could be programmed to think otherwise so that it override its own humanity. Conditioning.
The thing.
This unit is not organic.
Maybe not your
But
body.
if that was the case, why would it have a brain in the first place if it
Because
didn't need it for some reason?
Because taking a pre-existing brain and reprogramming it is still easier than making an entirely artificial one, getting it to do what you want without collapsing in on the complexity that is making an artificial mind. Also less resource
Also money.
intensive. Also,
Yes, that's
life is cheaper than
also-
in some places here in the city. Life is cheaper than a circuit board.
So now what?
Now, I'm gonna see if I can't do anything about this programming. Bring back a little bit of whatever person was put into this.
You seek to do maintenance on me.
Well, yes, fast. Right.
Protocol dictates action. However,
I
if you
will
are
kill you.
However, will kill.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Determinator.
Determinator.
Call me Genevieve Connor or some shit. I don't know.
Oh my god.
She.
Genevieve Karen.
Yes,
Sorry.
Karen Connor. Well, could do it right here, or we could drag it someplace. These things probably have a. They probably made a charging station for this guy somewhere. Can't reprogram it here. Where's the location of your charging station?
I am the charging station.
You just said you need charging.
It takes time.
Let me rephrase that.
then I'm working on a time limit. Lovely. Rolls up her sleeves. And then, would it be a hacking to try and remove the impulse to kill me and my friends from this automaton?
Absolutely.
Can I get some help with this?
Does anyone else
No.
have hacking?
I mean, Doku does.
I do
mean,
as well.
Make
that up.
Doku help.
I will ask the Doku to help me reprogram a person.
Or yeah.
There's
the
nothing wrong with
Doku.
this.
Yeah, the Doku or
Hell
the
yeah.
Primrose, either one.
Ask the
Um,
child
Oh.
to get its hand into that brain. Deep inside that brain.
Can
Funny.
you not say it like that?
yeah, and I
Right
will,
in the brain.
Fingers
I
into
will
think
say
meat.
that I will say that while this thing is crouched and the hacking begins, you can make the hacking an advantage. But I
Got a
will
20.
warn you. Okay, well then I don't even need to. I will not warn you.
Yeah,
Uh,
guys, we should probably be a little less trigger happy on the rolls.
yeah,
going
I
forward.
was
But
gonna.
but
I
I
was gonna,
love being trigger happy. It makes me so
that
happy.
that is in character for Eugene. But I will say that I was gonna warn you that if you roll too low, you could potentially destroy this thing's brain or potentially make it go psycho again.
Mm.
But a 20 is enough.
I had the feeling
Um,
that was one of those were the risks. So
Yeah. I will say that when you get a little closer, and you inspect this thing, what it means by needs charging, it appears as though it's healing itself, as in the metal on this thing's body is almost self-repairing.
Hmm.
And in terms of its directive, you have to get a little closer. Admittedly, this is your area of expertise, Genevieve. Weren't you a surgeon? I don't remember.
yes, I
Like
was a surgeon.
I am a surgeon.
Yeah.
I am
I am a surgeon. Yeah, no. She's fully invested in this. She wants to bring this thing back. Also, just kind of noting while she's going through this, like, you have a disturbing amount in common with our friend Val.
And what do you mean by that?
Let's see. Out of body experiences, self healing, a little bit on the uncanny side. But deep down, I think there's somebody in there. There's humanity. Good to be.
I would never, ever
I
make more than one.
I am Cabal. We are many.
Oh,
He
God.
stops a little bit and goes, "You're multiple people."
We are many.
I thought the people here couldn't reach a new low. Right, there they went. This must have been a new project or something. I never heard anything about this. What project were you part of?
That is classified.
Yo, mama.
Yo,
I was going to
Your
say it, but I
face.
didn't want to.
Or the project that made your face. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, kind of.
Kind of, actually.
It definitely gave me some fucking wrinkles, that's for sure. She does that for a second, thinks over, and goes, well, maybe I don't want to. Just couldn't have settled for one. Even when they got one that worked, they fucking killed it and replaced it with a substandard.
I heard that.
I'm not talking about you, talking about how they replaced the amalgam program with the night program.
Yeah.
And now automatons that they can control without having a personality and such.
Yeah, the one thing I will say through all of this, Genevieve, is that if you were specifically looking for a way to turn its kill switch off, there's a chip in the brain. This brain has modifications to it. It would require surgery to fully remove it, but you could potentially at least turn it off. There's a how do I put this? There's several things hooked into this brain, wires and everything else, but in the frontal lobe you would find this smattering of plates. It is obviously plated, but specifically there is a panel on it, a small panel, and you could seemingly deactivate whatever it's transmitting to pacify this thing proper, at least for now. You'd have to completely remove it with surgery, and I don't think you can do that here.
I could try.
You can try.
But there would be a risk.
It'd be a huge risk considering that all of this stuff is running on borrowed time. It's not turned on normally.
One of these days, I'm going to get a proper surgeon's table, Primrose, Alan, and then I'm going to help you. But for now, we're going to have to settle for second best.
Do you think you could give me an implant for my eye? Do you think that could be possible?
How
I could
easy
try.
it would be to want. Yeah.
She just kind of like considers it as she's finishing up with the hacking. Oh, yeah, I could try. Can't promise anything. Engineering was my thing. If you want that, I'd almost recommend you go back to Donnie.
Donnie would absolutely make you a cool ass eye.
But yeah,
Would
for me,
suggest not scavenging.
and if you have anything that you
What
want to do
about
with this,
my eye?
if you want a brand new eye, we might be able to grow one in a vat for you, but we need a fucking organ vat for that. Says all this with complete casualty. It's like complete casualness. Actually, then like
Jenna,
Hmm?
while this is all going on, fucking Eugene is like, "Can I give him a new eye? What about my eye?" Like crying in the corner.
you want a new tongue too?
Cal's was trying to console her and be like, "Don't worry, your eyes are fine for now."
Okay.
Your eyes are fine, Eugene.
I'm going to, for one thing, I'm going to try my best to, by using a dash of physic, I'm going to limit any damage I might do. To turn off this kill switch chip, and hopefully render this guy less murder happy, or at the very least, only murdering that which he wants to murder rather than what he's.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Do you want to murder us?
No. So he gets to murder whoever he likes, but I can't. I see how it
Yes.
is. Whatever.
Protocol,
Yes.
protocol
Double
dictates I cannot
standard.
be captured.
racist.
What's a good thing?
Racism.
The good thing, you're not captured. Well, Eugene, the difference is free will is a thing. Accountability is also a thing. You can have free will, but you can also be held accountable.
Oh man.
Yes.
Nevertheless,
Yep.
you with your hacking roll, you were able to at least temporarily. It's not permanent. Stop whatever is transmitting this kill order. One thing I will say is it was transmitted, for better or for worse, roughly 10 years ago.
So when the lab was stormed.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you'd like to know this, but the man behind the uprising is dead. The subjects of the experiments are all dead. I dare say pretty much every reason for you being down here has reached its
Is dead.
conclusion. Yes.
My main directive is not fulfilled.
What is your main
Yes.
directive?
He's kind of silent for a moment and sort of looks around the room for a moment and then looks back to you. And then he just says, I have a directive, but I cannot disclose it. Not currently.
Does it
Is there
involve?
something we could do to make you disclose it? Coxgun. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
She almost
Are you
considers.
going to murder?
I'm almost considering showing him Donnie's past, but I don't want to implicate him more than I have to.
Yeah, me. Just don't get me involved. Hey, killing robot.
Here's a new face. He had qualifications here. Do you think this counts? Yeah. Can you tell me whether or not it involves myself or any of the people here in the lab currently?
He kind of takes a moment, he almost looks at the floor, and seemingly kind of struggling against something, probably something within his brain. Kind of looks back up at everyone else, and finally says, "I was here for collection and erasure."
You were going to be disposed of.
I was to do the disposing.
Ah,
Were you here to collect Information?
research information, and to eliminate those who would spread it, such
Ah.
as Dr. Wolf.
He was here
Mm-hmm.
to destroy the evidence.
Well, we saw blood outside, and there's actually many broken things, so I don't think that evidence disposing went very far.
Actually, there's not even blood outside. There's probably blood about 10 feet away from you. It is
Mhm.
dried
Yeah.
blood on the
Yeah.
floor.
Just kind of looking at it on the floor, like
Yeah, they didn't.
unamused.
They didn't clean up. The moment that they could, they left this place to rot.
Yeah. What caused you to get into that broken, injured state that we found you? Do you remember?
A detonation occurred.
A
I was
detonation.
upon wharf, and the detonation was from the source of a child.
Ah,
Why is it always explosions with robots? I see. Was it magically caused, like a spell, or was the child tampering with equipment?
Do I know that?
If you wanted, you could project your last known vision. Most of it, I
Oh,
would assume, is being actively recorded.
Sick.
Cabal will adjust himself. He'll kind of look to a part of center of the room that's clear of any obstructions, including of any like people. And from his eyes, he'll make sort of this shimmering projection upon the ground.
oh, cool. Like he
His
can do that too.
of his last known broadcast or last known recording from his brain.
Though there is no date, though there is no time, this was when the lab was most active. You know this as the vision begins to play out a scene before you from your perspective. Stepping out of an elevator, the lights are blaring, alarms are blaring, the lights are flashing red, and there is panic amidst everything. Entering in with your prime directive, you see scattered about the room people in lab coats pushing past you. Genevieve, some you would recognize, others not so much, as you push past these people, not phased by them, and your eyes themselves turn towards the door at the far end, closed and sealed as people are making their way back. There's a rumbling of the ground. And as you approach, there is a blast back. It's the dust clears and the doors themselves have been blasted down and past you. Standing before you, in your vision as it clears, is the silhouette of Dr. Harmus Worf. Albeit, he looks panicked. He's definitely shaken here. Whatever's on the look on his face is clear that he did not plan for this to happen. And he staggers out from the explosion and he steps away coughing and trying to clear himself, and then he looks at you. And instinctually your body lowers down to the handgun, raises it up towards Dr. Worf, and begins to fire as 3 bullets barely miss him. And the third one that you knew would hit is stopped in its tracks. While now from the fog, another being is tossed from it. That would be Dr. Torin Locke, the director of the program. On his knees, or rather on his face, standing up, the smoke clears as 9 children begin to flood, rushing past. They're glowing, they're crying, they're angry, and a 10th emerges. Climbing over him, the child stomps on his back and for those who were there, this child would be the same child who was shot at in the visions by the clockwork guards. Um, Stepping up behind him, raising up their foot, stamping down, and his head popping. And then with a scream, the room shatters. The glass is blasted back. The debris from the workstations is gone, and you are sent flying back with it. You are upside down in darkness, and then the video flickers and closes. That is your last recorded memory.
It's always the children being tortured.
All projects here were to be terminated.
Well,
My
10
directive appears to have failed.
10 years ago, Harmus Wharf escaped with all of the knights, well, prospective knights, the children, the subjects, fled Iris, and made it to the mountains before being disposed of. Harmus Wharf is dead, and all 10 of the subjects are dead.
Yes.
Does this mean your directive is fulfilled?
In technicality, perhaps. Though I cannot be certain.
Certainty is such an ugly thing. She's going to finish toying around with Cabal's head. Close the panel. Having done her best to deactivate the murderous impulses. I don't know what to do with you.
Maybe
This unit had express orders to carry out this directive. Or
maybe we give them a
At least
new directive.
I did.
Perhaps. Fray, when I was toying around in Cabal's head, would there have been a way for me to maybe not stop the current directives, but add a new one?
That would be a little harder. I will say that there are a lot of things that are attached to this brain, and while you're not quite sure what they all are, they're all placed in key places for personality, for emotional control. If you were able to potentially remove those at a better place, perhaps at a place that's a little bit more updated, maybe a little cleaner, if you could really get in and begin an actual surgery, you could. But right now, it would be a little difficult to do so.
Yeah, and right now, being able to get out of here with a murder bot that's not quite sure if it should murder us, to get it to an operating theater, that's a lot to, that's a tall order, especially since we haven't even completed our main objective here.
For what it is worth, you have all the machinery that is suppressing this thing's personality and consciousness. You were able to stop whatever was transmitting it, and even when you closed up, it doesn't seem like it's actually transmitting anything to begin with now. It's just stationary.
Actually, you know what, Genevieve? As someone who's gone their entire life being controlled either by their parents or by work or by the city or by whatever is inside this suit, I would know what it's like to want and appreciate true freedom. Maybe that's what we should give this cabal instead.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree, and that's what I wish I could give it at the moment, but we just don't have the equipment here. We don't have the time.
Fair. But one day.
Cabal,
Yes.
You are in dire need of maintenance.
It will take time for my frame to self-repair, but yes, I am in need of maintenance.
What is the priority, if any, on eliminating us?
He kind of pauses for a moment, kind of looking blankly at a wall before turning back to you and saying, "There is none current."
To breathe a small sigh of relief and say, "Are you in need of a new directive?"
This pause is much longer than the others, and again, kind of looking around, kind of again in that kind of unnatural fluid movement, as if in like not necessarily like deep contemplation, but just sort of like stalling for a moment before turning back to you and saying, "Yes, I
If
have no directive."
Are we adopting a robot?
if
Wouldn't be the first.
wouldn't be the first time. If you would like, and you would want to accompany us out of here, out of this dingy basement. I can't quite stomach the idea of even leaving anybody living and thinking down here. If you would like, as Primrose here has said, I would not feel right implanting a new directive into your mind. And I don't have the authority to issue one via word of mouth. But you accompany us, you can perhaps find your own purpose and directive.
This is acceptable.
All right then. I think, seeing as your self-repair functions are operational, I think I'll give you some space and let you heal. She will then start making her way back to Torin's office to finally examine this damn crystal.
With
Horn is the one who got his fucking head popped like
Yeah,
a
Yes,
fucking.
he got
literally got his
Goomba
head
stomped.
yeah, he got Goomba stomped by a very vengeful, angry, super-powered child.
You know what? Fair, fair, completely fair to me.
Stepping over where the blood pool splattered across the floor that was once Torin's brain is now yeah.
Yeah. And that was that watching that recording was all kinds of bittersweet fucking nostalgia for Genevieve.
Yeah.
Cathartic
Oh,
much.
God.
Cathartic.
Cathartic and depressing. Just more evidence that what we did was categorically wrong.
As
Do you not feel bad about your friend, your former friend?
Torin? No, Torin was an ass.
Oh, okay, so he deserved it.
yeah, you know what?
he-
Tori canonically wouldn't have been there when you guys went back in time and Torin was so excited to watch two robots shoot a child and
I
then
am-
like, look it, they're not dying.
I
oh wait,
was.
Twar was canonically there?
No, he
No,
wasn't.
you weren't there.
Oh, I thought you said he was. I was like,
No, I
what?
said canonically Tori was not
yeah,
there.
her response to that is, I'm as enthusiastic about his death as I am for any human being. I wish it wouldn't have happened, but in his case, to say that he had it coming is an understatement. He reaped what he sowed.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
Coming,
really-
asshole.
Fucking but now on to
The man
topic of
took
things.
far too much intellectual pleasure in watching children be experimented on. I can't condone that.
That sounds rather weird. Okay.
It's vile, is what it was.
And you get to stand in the office where they did it.
Yay! I do think we
As-
should
as-
think about wrapping up soon, though. Sorry.
I know it's totally fine. I was actually gonna say I will give you the answer to what the crystal is and how it's functioning. And then it will begin the process of wrapping. So I won't even make you roll for this because this equipment that is in the lab was experimental at the time. This is not where they made these crystals. However, they were shaping crystals here. They were trying multiple things. And if anything was going to have something like this, a gem cutting station, at least in the lightest sense of the word of a gem cutting station, it would be here. And you had worked on these projects for a long time, and you, though it was never really actually ever done, you were aware of a lot. But most importantly, you now have newfound knowledge over the fact of working with Valen's crystal, all of the supplementary stuff that has led you to this point, and seeing Donnie work at the equipment, it's pretty similar. Basically, all you have to do is set the crystal and the box that's sealing it into this little holder. Standing before you here are multiple mechanical arms and a screen that will show almost like an eye above it. It's almost like a giant microscope, this thing. And the hands within manipulate it. But you would understand how this works and you'd figure it out pretty quickly. Are you ready?
Yeah, she's gonna set the gem in place and then say, anybody that wants to find out what exactly this thing is, huddle round. We don't know whether or not we're gonna get to see this
Still
twice.
sitting where he fell.
Cabal's like, I don't know what's going on, bro.
Cabal's like, I can't move.
Placing the
Help.
crystal within placing the crystal within the apparatus itself. The arms begin to move, and mind you, the box that is surrounding this thing is clear on top, but everywhere else it's kind of dark. It's hard to really make it out. It almost literally looks like a ring box, and the gem is set within. And though the mechanical arms aren't really meant for it, and it kind of actually knocks the box around a little bit as they begin to get their bearings, eventually they hold it in place, and the apparatus at the top lowers down, and a blue light begins to emit, and the screen before you begins to flicker to life. It's definitely old, and it's definitely taking some time to boot up. But as the lens grows lower and lower, you see with this scan that there is magic pumping through this. That's true. And though suppressed and though strange, the scan continues. And eventually there is a moment as it's scanning that text begins to load on the screen. It says capacity 0%. And then, or rather, it says energy 0%, stability 75%, capacity 100%.
So it's empty.
And as this, no, it's full.
Oh, okay. Sorry, continue.
The lens continues to inspect this crystal, and it's scanning continuously and continuously. And as it continues to do so, it starts pulling up old data. And it says subsequent match, subject 1, value incorrect. Subject 2, value incorrect. Subject 3, value incorrect. Subject 4, and it goes down and down and down until subject 10, value correct. Match. And flickering on the screen, it pulls up a file of a familiar red-skinned tiefling little girl.
Oh my god. Alsar's daughter is in this crystal.
That's why he kept it so safe.
This isn't a dampening device. This is his hope to bring his daughter back.
I know this child, by the way, right?
And then we fade to
Yeah, and
the cliffhanger.
yeah,
Boom.
that's
What?
literally that's literally where it is. That's where we're gonna hold the session.
Hey.
Oh boy, do I know everyone in this call, and you guys will probably
It's
keep
not
talking
just
for
a
another
call.
half an hour.
Oh, for sure.
Goodbye.
Rock.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And there's Sully in the chat over there.
Oh, I didn't even see it. Oh, what?
What?
Oh, do we have we have art for
Cabal.
for Cabal.
Cabal.
Holy shit, that's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
Oh, where's
Also,
Credit-
drop
yeah,
his
all
name in
credit
Tavern
goes to
menu so we know
Lynn.
how to spell it.
Oh my god,
Yes.
Lynn fucking cranked that shit out. I missed it. Where the fuck?
Yeah,
what
I
were you
didn't even
asking, G?
see it.
It's in
too.
Tavern menu.
Oh
Put-
shit!
Also, could
There
you
he
put Jay? Could you put his name in Tavern menu so we know how to spell it? Yeah,
Um,
figured, just making sure.
He's also in
Cabal
Roll20.
looks like a
Kind of
An
looks like
EXO from
Ultraman.
Destiny?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was say he looks like an EXO. I was reading something, but yeah, no, he looks like an EXO.
Yeah, that was one of my inspirations.
Yeah.
He's kind of sassy in the second one.
He is a
kinda
little
safe.
sick. Yeah. I will fade to black there. That is a good place to pause.
He's got
Alright.
a badass design.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
him. With that being said, I will wrap there so we don't go for a while. I know the gym's pretty tired, and overall, I think that's a perfect place to end. Good session, everybody. I'm glad we got there. We
Oh, yeah.
introduced.
Sorry for taking up
a
so
little
much
bit of
time,
combat.
guys.
No, you're
Yeah.
you're good. Twari has some explain to do next session, so that's gonna be fun.
Kinda does,
Yeah,
a little bit.
I was actually gonna say that Twari, yeah, you would remember Rhea. She was just kind of sick, and if you remember correctly, Ausar mentioned that his wife and daughter left because his daughter's condition was getting worse, and he couldn't leave.
Damn.
Oh. So he put her in.
God damn it. Either way, finding out that later, but for now, I will wrap session there. Thank you all for coming. I'm very excited for next session. I have a lot planned for
Thank
next
you for
week.
hosting.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that we had a little combat. We had a little bit more intrigue, and it'll be all good. I will see you all next week. For now, I will call it there. Thank you, friends, and I will see you next Sunday.
With that,
Yeah.
we leave
That's
in
wonderful.
the thick plottins. Goodbye, everybody.
Yes.
Take care.
Plottins.
Next time
the thick plotting.
next week we resume with this, and we get to see Cabal's shiny new art on the overlay.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.